Welcome to New Vision City, a city built upon innovation. You and Atlas, building the promise of tomorrow today. Target を捕捉。位置を確認した。行くわよ。
Gonna find Bolu, but does get hit markers by Jez. Going up against, they're now all tied up. 1-1. Theo is going to get taken down by Jazz. You can now see Jazz pushing up towards the B flag. Rock that 35 round. Beat it. We have Vague pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo. Sure enough, with the push from the backside, finds Jazz.
Botou no cofre do Limes, Pofo pra cima do Delzinho. Double Pofo do craque. Faz clique aí, meu chat. Você tá no YouTube, faz o clique da jogada. Tomara tá.
Um som morto.
Vou cravar cima, crava esquerda, crava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem um. Vai ter mais um.
Aí tem que botar essa.
Pode ver agora, calma.
Nossa!
And we've got two players left to deal with. FN 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't do it. Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my god, we've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't happen. We're going to another round. The most at the moment finds another one. Just an absolute demon. A quick list in with the side of Nova. Dave,
People see, there is one A now.
Oh my, Chris, he's all one. Where you at, homie? I know you're in a typical side of this area right now. You're nice. 80 was close. Lucky, get headshot. Cosmo, flip the smoke. Get it too, homie. We got a 1v1.
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
Except was left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make this.
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artem, Misa coming through. What's that? Is that the kilo? Whoa! Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus kilo. Ooh, Kells. Finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kinda nuts in the kilo, bro. I have been. down herself on that Sparrow shot. But the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, break stuff! Well, it was looking good for a minute there, Verdict, at the beginning of this round, but it has quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrow can push that up, finds 2 in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone you.
My name is Diana, and I am your host today, as I was here the whole season, and I'm gonna be here for the rest of the season. Obviously, we are here with my favorite 2 casters, Day and Verdict, and we are about to have a great day. We are here on day 8 on Mobile Mayhem. Verdict, Day, how is your day and how are you? Verdict.
Oh, I'm great, man. We're killing it. You know, sun got a little bright outside here in the, across the pond in NA. We got our sunglasses on. We are stunting, ready for these matches to light up our night. So I'm killing it. I'm ready to kill it. I'm ready to get into the action. It's going to be a very eventful day.
Indeed. How about you? How was your day?
My day has been all right. We went to work this morning and busted butt and busted shoes apparently. And that is a picture we might put on Twitter in a little bit, guys. I worked my shoes until they were dead. Okay, that is the reality. But you know what? We're here for some nice, relaxing EU gameplay now. And by relaxing, I mean high intensity, but sitting in a chair, no shoes, no pants. I mean, we're here for it, man.
That's amazing. I hope you had both of an amazing day. My day was amazing too, but you didn't ask. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna just pretend I asked, like before. But yeah, as you know, today we have an awesome schedule. So Verdi, can you go over the schedule?
Absolutely. We're gonna start the day off with a little bit of firecrackers. You already know what's up. It's Animus. They're going to be taking on the newcomers in Vendetta. They're going to be able to try their luck against the best of the best, top of the top. Cold Esports and AxiByte. This is a Stage 4 preview. Going to be an interesting one as well. That's probably going to be our highlight series of the night. Followed up by another banger, which is going to be Nova Esports and Zidium. And to cap it all off with a Apophis and paniQ series. We've got 4 best of 3s ready to rock and roll today. And I've got to say, I think this might be one of the better days of Mobile Mayhem we've had all season. I think Thursday is going to be pretty decent, but today it's actually a filled, stacked to the brim with all kind of talent.
I do have the same opinion as you. I am actually very excited. I was very excited from last week when you said we're gonna wear sunglasses today. So I was like so excited. Like I was so excited. I couldn't wait, to be match with you guys. So yeah. Also, guys, don't forget in the chat. Mobile Mayhem is sponsored by Mobile Gaming Corp. So if you use a comment in the chat, you can actually get 10% from your order. Okay. I did not see if there is a treasure box or not. So
I'm making it right now.
Okay, and also the treasure boxes. I forgot to ask you. I'm sorry, Verdict. But guys, from this month, okay, we will not get maybe every matchup listening because it's optional. So we will have the teams ask before to see if they want to do listenings or not. And also, because last week it was amazing, I did enjoy last week games. Day, can you go over the standings, please?
No.
Okay. Why? Please, thank you.
Oh my god, chat, we have an admin that did their job.
No, it was a caster. It was a caster,
It's
actually.
Verdict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess it helps if I'm in the EU broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was the caster. Oh my, look at this W caster over here. Alright. Standings, Nova Esports, first place, 115 points. Animus in second with 100. We've got Light in third place spot with 75. Obviously, Light got a little ways to go to try to compete for one of those top 2 spots, one of those buys in the quarterfinals. In 4th place, you've got AxiByte with 65. In 5th place, you've got a tie between Cold and Zidium, tied for that number 5 and 6 spot. And those are important positions to be in because the top 6 are going to be the ones that go to playoffs. So, likes of, paniQ, Prometheus, Apophis, and I think Atlanta has dropped out. And we now have Vendetta, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Vendetta will be down there at 0 points. So it's going to be number 7 is going to be paniQ. Number 8 will be Prometheus with 10. And then Apophis and Vendetta will be tied in that number 9 spot with 0.
Yeah, okay. I do see teams are both in the lobbies and already about to ready up. I'm gonna go over the maps right now. Okay, we do have Animus against Vendetta. So we're gonna have the first game, Hardpoint on Summit, followed by an S&D on Firing Range. And if we're gonna get a third game, it's gonna be a Control on Standoff. We do have Slums and Sparrow Band, and also Hacienda and Annihilator Band too.
Alrighty, well, there we go. Best 3 looking pretty solid. Grab Vortex Purifier off the table. That means we're going to be seeing Annihilator gameplay day.
No.
As we're going to move over onto the caster
Sparrow
booth.
and Annihilator.
Yeah, there we go. 100%. I thought she said it. I didn't even hear it. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to be joined back by Deanna here momentarily. We've got the 1s and 2s here in the booth for the casters. And, hey, I got to say, I'm glad we're getting that spot filled. That Atlanta left void after couldn't handle the heat. Obviously, we're gonna get this action and more. Vendetta filling that slot. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. This one is going to be a massacre. Oh wait. I did not have everything back up from the Trovo Showdown. I'm kind of selling.
Yo, let me tell you, Grizz left the game. All right.
Cool. Yeah,
so
we're
this
good.
is an update I was super excited about coming, and that is that you can actually see the weapon that all players have. This is something that Green has had for a little bit, but in the spectator client, underneath their profile picture, it shows you the weapon they have in hand. So that's going to be a cool update that we have for today.
All right. Wow. I think that's going to be an interesting one. I was watching the Arena Masters, not the Masters, but the Stage 3 pool play, and I saw that option at the top, and I was like, bro, when are we going to, get ours? When are we going to have this opportunity to, get on board with something like this? I think it's a great and viable way of making sure you see what they're using prior to having to go up and hit the little icon in the middle and see the details. Yeah. I don't want to see all that, bro. I just want to flip from one team to the other and be able to see it all. And I think that's what we got now, so we're going to be moving over to the sunny side, or not the sunny side, good night. I might have to take the sunglasses off for this one. It is snowy, it's brutal. Summit Hardpoint, this is going to be a masterpiece for Animus and a true trial and tribulation for the newcomers in Vendetta. I'm going to be honest with you, if they're left standing after this one, woo, good for them.
All right, we're getting on into the action, and gotta say, this is not one I think anybody really expects Vendetta to come through and have a big opportunity, right? But who knows? Maybe these guys are actually really solid. We'll have to see. Oh man, gotta get these resources downloaded, chat. Look at all these RUSs in play.
Oh baby, not me. I got mine done today. I obviously played a little bit of COD Mobile last night, but I more importantly got on like about an hour and a half before broadcast. I completely forgot that I didn't update the emulator, and sure enough, here we are. We got it ready in store for everybody. KSP's looking nice. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see not a Mac, a MP5 QQ9 in the hands of Narcs, and I saw that in practice range.
You using that the other day.
But
headshot damage.
There is none, bro. There's not a headshot multiplier from what I saw in the update right now. It's a pretty close one. P1, obviously, we've got a little bit of a comeback starting up in this P1 area. It's a close one rolling into this catwalk. And right now, Animus, they're trying to get right back on pace to getting on board. But again, the lack of, why are we seeing so many QQ9s? Did they, shadow buff it after I played yesterday and it's, super OP now?
I don't know. I saw you in practice range the other day, and you were like, "Huh, 30 damage to the body and 30 damage to the head."
No. 27. 27.
That was at like 10 meters. At point blank, it was 30.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah, I'm aboard. I was laying down in the driveway, working on a car, and I had you propped open on my phone. You know? We were watching. We were listening. Okay, I was there.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Hey, we care. We all care, right? Right now, I gotta say, this is actually a lot closer than I anticipated. I don't know if it's the fact that Animus gunnies aren't hot, or if Vendetta is actually just secretly low-key hot. Right now, the rotation over to P3 there are going to have the advantages with the spawns. You got Ryo sitting on a fat 10. He's got the Mac 10 in hand. And off the bat, I mean, we've got a pretty solid rotation, which could turn out to be very fruitful if the team in Vendetta can maintain the spawn sites. You got one lurking in Grizz. He's going to be dropped, but here comes the Predator missile. It's going to be able to find two, and that might be enough for the break. It is. Jirari and Marvel now going to be able to rock the objective, and just like that, it looked very promising for Vendetta, and sure enough, Animus come through with the smoke, the fire, the heat, and they clear out the entirety of that roster.
All right, well, as we continue to roll on here, what was a close game is looking like it still might be. Animus had themselves a little bit of a lead, but it's Vendetta first on to the next hill, and they are looking to recuperate here. It's not going to be easy, but break does start to come through once again for Animus. QQ9 for Shui, pushing on up, but the Purifier out of Grizz is going to come through with 2. Marvel rocking that nice little Divine Smite Odin that looks like a M4. That's so sad. I love this skin, and I can't even see it right now.
It kind of looks like the EM2, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I'm looking at it, like, from the top right perspective, like, what gun they're using in, you know, below their player card. It looks like the M2 from Black Ops Cold War. Nonetheless, it's the Odin. That's a Modern Warfare gun, and obviously it is coming out to play here. Maybe just a little bit of trolling for Animus. As a matter of fact, they've got the break here in P4. I'm thinking, let's go ahead and get buckled up for our first listen, and we do have the OKs to drop in with Animus. We're going to go ahead and see how they sound now, as they're about midway through. Want to see how the rotations sound for P1 as well.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Hypnotize the control me.
No, that must sampled. It's not working.
Gonna be lit tonight. Oh nah. I through your eyes and control me. Hypnotize.
Top. Hello.
Mais vas-y, ma timing.
Verdict.
Hello Verdict. Hello Day.
Hello.
Coucou. Bisous.
Is the mic working? Hello.
Hello. You guys can communicate with us, huh? We can have a little interaction. Hello.
This might be a first, Critic.
How are you guys doing? You enjoying the gameplay?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. The game's a little closer than we thought. I think
EuroElite
might be muted.
Give me a gun to use.
Hello.
Give you a gun to use. Yo, in the
Yeah.
can use a crossbow?
Right, the Odin. I choose the Odin, but it's not that good, to be honest. Kinda bad, huh? Hello. Oh, I'm dead.
I lose, man.
Alright. We had our fun. We're back. P1 down. It's 100-point almost advantage in favor of Animus, and Dan, will be honest with you, this one is not close. I'm taking a look at the scorecard as well. The cartography is not 100%, so I just went ahead and removed it from this scene for the time being. Once we get it fixed, we'll get it back up and running. So that's on me. That's not on anybody else, but absolutely love the fact that they're having fun with it. And Day, that's not usually what we hear when we're in the VCs with them. It's all business almost all the time, right?
Usually is. Were you muted when we were in there?
No, I literally was laughing, and I was like, hello?
I don't think we heard any of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because I was joking, and I didn't say anything else.
Oh, they wanted you to tell them a gun to use.
Oh, use a Xitium.
Well, I mean,
put down the KSB.
It's a little late for that.
Oh. Well, pop them down there and tell them to use the Xitium next.
All right, I got you.
Well, Greek's got a little bit of a lightning strike action going. He's going to be able to find Gathelia. That's about it. Rotations over to P3 as we see 154 to 96. They can get a little drug out, but Greek is certainly frying. I think this is a player that we saw from AE at one point, right? I believe this is the same Greek the Freak, right? So I'm excited. I mean, other than him, I don't think I know anybody else from this.
All right, Grizz is going to use a Chick-Om and someone's going to use a crossbow.
Good deal. That's what I'm talking about. Crossbow from you, Chick-Om from me.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, well, I have officially got all of my keybinds remapped, you know, because new update things. So there's that, but that is a-okay. We got it done before NA. Ooh, is this the new KRM that Grizz is using?
Yeah, that thing is beautiful, bro.
Bruh, I can't even see it.
Oh, that's sad. You feel like Bobby, don't you, whenever update day comes out?
Yeah, I do. Dang it.
Oh, boy. In shambles right now. 50-point lead and advantage here for Animus. We're rocking and rolling. With that being said, Vendetta's done a great job of keeping it close, relatively. We're going to go ahead and jump in for a second dose of listeners this time around. It's going to be with Vendetta. We're going to see if they can continue their verge of a comeback, or is it going to be stunted here in this P4 rotation?
Bottom. He's one shot. Nice. Okay, break together the point. Rio, wait for me.
Where? I got two middle. Three middle.
They're gonna commit.
Shotgun, bro. Forklift.
One is one dead. Well done.
Nice.
One more dead. I use sec 5.
Oh, wait. Container. Thing. Need, watch out.
One stairs, I need help.
I can catch it. One point. I was playing 50 jets at rolling, it's not a hot. One seat downstairs. Bro, hold up. Secret
Get on hill. One stairs. He's stairs.
Yes. So. Go next.
Nice.
Top one.
This. Come on, let's get it. One top.
Two top. One computers. Should be.
All right, rotations through. It is going to be a 4-point advantage in favor for Animus, but one of the things that I need to point out, and I think that's something that admins had already mentioned in the VCs, is somebody's using TAC 5, and that ain't allowed. I wanted to see how long it took Day to realize that he's muted still, and I didn't say anything. Oh. He's just not talking at all. He hates you guys. Nonetheless, here we go. 196,
Wow.
186. He didn't say a word, Dave.
Yeah, I don't hate EU.
You
I've
say
literally been putting myself through the blender to be able to cast for these guys again.
Well, there we go.
You know what? DQ or not, it is looking like Animus probably going to come through with the win. If I had to guess, I think this being as close as it is obviously, you know, we jumped into the listen-in, and these guys are not taking things, like, at all seriously. I think that's, with the exception of... I think I jumped in with Wicked one time, and, you know, in a 4v5, and they were chatting with me during a broadcast, but I think that's the first time we've jumped into, like, a 5v5. And they were just like, "Hey, what's up, guys? You want to see us use a gun?"
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? How was your day? Just casual. I think we heard Marvel singing at the beginning, and what's such a lovely voice. Yeah, Marvel's just got the voice of an angel, bro. I don't know what it is, man. He can just do it all. He can sing, he can shoot. I mean, he's got some of the best snipes I think I've ever seen in all of the CODs, any CODs, every COD, even the trick shotting CODs. I think he's just a beast on a different level. I mean, I don't know how else to paint it. One of my favorites, and definitely in a league of his own when it comes to sniping talent. But the Odin, definitely not his favorite on this map. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this is -10. He's certainly trolling, but at what extent, Marble? At what extent? At the expense of you singing in VC. You know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I think one of the things he mentioned when we were in the comms was, well, I was using the Odin and this thing sucks.
Oh my.
Yeah, so.
Oh my.
But he's sticking to it. I mean, he's at least committing to the bit, you know. So we'll see. We're 9 points away from Animus possibly closing this out. Maybe a little bit of the Odin being not super great there. The KSP came through and gunned him down. With only 4 points to go, Animus, they're trying to hang on. Grizz finds one more before getting taken off the point, and now it's some time coming back through for the side of Vendetta.
It is, but there it goes. The break is going to be in. Only 2 seconds needed. That is going to be it for our first game in the series. Let me tell you, chat, it was over before it began. TAC 5, regardless of it being used or not, if it's in the loadout, it's a DQ. It's just the way that, you know, Champs rule sets work. We went ahead and let them play it out. We had a little bit of fun going along with it. We also got to hear the beautiful tunes of Marble. Man is a master of his craft, and the voice, I mean, could absolutely match. Right now, we're taking a look at a 39 kill game from Xitium being your MVP, but more importantly, a 41 on the hands of Grizz, who went 40 and 50 with the KRM. Grizz, y'all still won and y'all sold? Ain't no way. On the flip side, things 52 for Greek. I mean, what a way to erase a complete game, but still drop 52. That's tough. That's very tough.
Well, it is what it is, as some would say, and we'll be looking to get into the next game, and there won't be any operators there, so no chance of DQing on an operator issue. But you know what? It's sounding like we might be getting some more fun out of the side of Animus. Doesn't sound like they're taking their opponents seriously whatsoever. So I'm expecting a chick-arm and a crossbow here. You know?
There we go. Okay, well there we go. We got everything figured out on the logo side of things and name side of things, and sure enough, it shows Animus now. So we're good. We're not in shambles anymore. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Dave. I casted that entire series with my sunglasses on, and I felt good.
I didn't. It was hurting my face. Gonna be honest with you.
You should have put your sunglasses back on.
No, the sunglasses were hurting my
Oh,
nose.
they were hurt. Oh, they're hurting your nose.
Yeah, I bought a cheap pair of like Rite Aid sunglasses.
There you go. Gotta have something, man. I mean, we had this discussion. I mean, you can't. You should have wore your motorcycle helmet. To be honest with you, that visor would have been sick to see in
I can
game.
go get it.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want me to wear that instead of the glasses.
Yeah, get it for second series.
All right.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go. Search and destroy. We are bound. It is going to be the firing range to make or break this Vendetta team. Obviously, they broke themselves earlier. Put up a hell of a fight. Grizz with 90 altercations or interactions on that map and only 140 of them. That's a big L. Everyone put L in chat for Grizz. 40 and 50 rip. That KRM, though, that thing is sick. That is
I didn't
nice.
get to see it at all. I'm so sad.
Oh, you missed out, bro. It is a beaut, bro. It is a beaut. All right. We're saddling up.
Between every single game, downloading resources. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, man, when I messaged you earlier, you're like, "Oh, remote desktop OP." Yes, dude. I need to get me a remote desktop access. I don't think I can do that from my phone. Can I?
You can. It's just you.
Is it an app?
I'll help you with it later. It's an app on your phone, and then as long as you're signed into Chrome on your computer, so you'll have to download Chrome and sign into it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to have it open. And
Okay.
You can remote desktop to your computer.
Nice. There we go. Love it. I got Chrome on my phone. That works out perfectly. So I don't use Chrome on my PC though, because
You got to
too
download
taxing.
it because that's how it connects.
Well, I mean, I've got
You don't
Chrome. I've got Chrome on my PC. I just don't use it. So
I'll help you set that up after broadcast then.
yeah, roger that. Roger that. All right, here we go. We are geared up for it. Search and destroy on firing range. We got 2 sniper talents in the lobby for Animus that are ready to rock and roll. We didn't see them any last week. I think we saw Balance and Shark make subs in. This is a core 5. I don't know if this is actually going to be the starting roster, but I mean, hell, these are looking beastly. This lineup in this rotation for, and then you've got Shark. Well, you can't have Shark for later stages, but you got Shark on the bench. That'll just tell you how OP this roster is. We're gonna get geared up for it. It is not gonna be Drari rocking the KRM, right? He's not gonna be doing that. Is he gonna be still doing that?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. No, he's got the crossbow.
Let's
Yeah!
go.
The Xitium from Grizz. White Steel, kind of OP, I ain't even gonna lie. First Blood, too. What a legend.
Well, this feels rude, but you know what? We're gonna
allow it.
He's
Yeah.
got the crossbow, Grizz. He's got the White Steel Chickum that, you know, it looks pretty cool in the little picture, but you know, I'm in shambles over here. But it's just looking at a base Chickum, no blueprint, no. Oh, Grizz. Oh, Grizz. That was rude. That was so rude.
Super rude indeed. That is going to be the clean wipe elimination. And I asked for a Xitium, bro, and I did not expect to see, 3 off the rip for Grizz. That is just devastating, bro. Bomb doesn't even go down on the back. On top of that, we got Marvel, who's rocking the no-scope SPR. I want to see what Narcs is using. He's got the Outlaw. Okay, interesting choice. He's got one on board so far, but Grizz, he's opted to put down the Xitium, and now the Madman's running free. He's got the BY in hand. He's sitting on 7 day. We're only in the first round. Second round. We're only 1 round deep. We're middle of second round. There's 1 player left. I'm just kidding. I'll shut my pie hole now. Ooh, Ryu! The YY weapon swap to go along with it, too. Okay, this thing's a sniper, bro.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet. Ready up.
Day, did you disconnect?
Enemy has dropped the bomb.
Maybe.
I was gonna say, I looked over and I didn't see NVC.
Yeah, I got RTC connecting for a second.
Oh, that's a rip.
Yeah.
Big
But
Sedge.
Drari coming through with the crossbow kill at the end there.
I caught it from Ryu's perspective.
I did too. It looked pretty
Pretty nasty. Yeah. Pretty Sedge. Off the rip, Narcs dropped, Grizz dropped. Drari's still running the crossbow. He's gonna get a hit marker? Nope, that's actually gonna be the environmental.
He's stuck.
He stuck the car. Yeah, he stuck the truck. That's tough. Githilia's gonna hop the plant. And this is some interesting rotations over. 2 players try to get wood side connection. Oh baby, through the window. That QQ9 probably not the best option. Githilia is gonna be able to through the window. There's Githilia through the window. Ryu and Greek, they're last 2 alive.
You got to hear Verdict and Marvel sing today?
Right,
Sheesh.
right. This is a dub, bro. All right, Greek, this is a bold, yeah, go ahead. Do your thing, homie. There, he's gonna clean him up. That's gonna be 3 in a row. For Animus and Day, the disrespect.
I almost thought he was gonna have it, man.
Yeah, hey, Vendetta might need a doctor after this one.
I do wanna to fair warn you. I will get the motorcycle helmet for the next game.
Okay.
But there's a high chance that it may muffle my whole.
We can't hear you anyway, so it don't matter.
Hey, perfect. Let's go. That's what we like to hear.
Hey, yo. Oh, how are you gonna fit your headset to that? You got anything that can, we'll work the logistics out of it afterwards.
I technically have a microphone in my helmet.
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Oh well, bye aimbot. How is he alive?
Oh my. We're trying to be excited for this one, chat, but this is
Yeah, chat. This is like a third team to be brought into Mobile Mayhem after the teams that had already qualified dropped out, up against one of the best teams that Europe has to offer. Specifically, the number 2 team right now that does trade wins with Nova pretty regularly. Narcs, not gonna miss those shots. Coming through with the Outlaw as well. That's something I don't think we really mentioned so far this game. He's sniping, but not necessarily using a meta sniper by any stretch of the imagination, huh?
I think meta's in the hands of the beholder, bro. It's just kind of
I
like
mean,
beauty.
we've got an SPR for Marvel. The only one like actually trying at this point, in my opinion, is
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu coming through with the KSP. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Grizz has got 8, bro. He's clearly trying. He's sweating.
Oh, he's
profusely.
trying, but he ain't playing the meta, and he's still trying.
Yeah. That's a rip, bro. That is a fat rip. Skin looks lovely, I have to say, man. I wish I would have told him to continue to use that KRM, because the legendary one, pretty OP. Pretty OP. Right here, Drari. Crossbow in hand, looking to become the denominator of COD Mobile.
Got 2.
He's got 2 on board. Hey, he's only got 3 shots in that thing, too. That's the sad part. They should put you with the same amount of sniper ammo. Right?
I mean, you can have up to 41 in Warzone.
Yeah, I don't get that, bro. That doesn't make any sense to me.
The bomb has been planted.
Well, it's clearly easier to carry around, 10 magazines instead of 5 arrows. So.
Oh, that makes sense. They should get him like an extension pack or something.
Semi-auto crossbow. Let's go. Oh man, we are just in shambles over here. Was that a stick? It was not. Oh, he's out of ammo with the crossbow, so
that's tough.
But it doesn't matter. He's got Narcs with the outlaw here, hip firing.
Last man standing.
Oh, KRM comes through. No time. Durari picks up a KSP of his own, and the 6-0 lead is in favor of Animus. And if I had to guess, this one is looking like a 2-0.
That's a very bold
I thought
assumption.
So too, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know where you're seeing that at, but okay. I'm down.
Thoughts?
Okay. Yeah.
Opinions?
Well, I try to keep my opinions to myself, but Grizz, he does not. Wow, did someone disconnect? Did someone actually just disconnect for Animus? This might be a spark to a comeback.
Yes.
Marvel.
I think that is a hope and a prayer, honestly. Narcs, Elcar in hand, couldn't quite find the kill onto Aimbot. You have Grizz on the chase, gonna find that final kill, and that hope and a prayer for the side of Vendetta resulted in 1 kill and a disconnect. So that's a little painful.
Pain is a figment of your imagination.
But you know what? These guys showed up with a roster of 5.
You are so right, Dave. I gotta give it to him. Right there. Oh, Cthulhu, I just looked at your calling card. That is awful. Paris Legion, bro, you're better than that. You're better than that. Temp is literally
right.
the only player worth picking up on. Yeah.
Paris Legion.
Yeah, Paris Legion, not the move, homie. Not the move. I appreciate you being, faithful to your home team, but bro, let me go ahead and tell you, Paris Legion have just the worst CDL team. I don't think they won but 2 series all season long, bro. Y'all won more games today than they have all season long. That is a just
dang savage.
That's a savage call. I get it, but look, we know it. Look, I'm not gonna give you more grief on it. 11 on board for both Grizz and Cthulhu. Narcs with 7, 3 for Drari, 6 for Greek the Freak on the flip side of things. The 7-0, it's real. They came in, they took their butt whooping, they showed up with 5, and we appreciate that. Taking it back to the host desk.
Greek was kind of looking fired too. He's gonna be a player to watch for weeks to come. So.
Oh, absolutely. Is there any words that we can put in? I think I need therapy after seeing that one, Deanna.
Yo, I did actually have therapy in the morning, so I feel good. I was prepared, But, well, it was Animus against Vendetta. Now, I did not saw much of Vendetta and before, obviously, and I saw a lot of Animus, and I was kind of sure it's gonna be a 2-0. The hardpoint was close. We did saw the DQ though, unfortunately, and we did had not a close S&D. Okay, that was fun. Okay, it was actually the first time I joined listening to, so hearing Marvel singing, it just made my day, to be honest. It was quite funny. But yeah, it was overall a very fast game. I was not expecting something else, obviously. I would lie if I would say yes. Okay, I was not even expecting to a third game. So yeah, but as you guys said, they came to the they came here today. They had 5 players. They did not DQ'd. We had teams that DQ'd. We had team who showed up just 4. So it's alright. I guess maybe for the first time playing Mobile Mayhem, because again they did not play either qualifiers, and again Animus was doing awesome. Even if they were like trolling, it was quite funny to watch it. But yeah, overall it was a very interesting first game. We do need a break. I think you guys need a break after this game, and
Helmet.
yes, you need to get your helmet, and also we're gonna ready up for Cold versus AxiByte. But in the meantime, we're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna hear a word from our sponsor.
Welcome to New Vision City, a city built upon innovation. You and Atlas, building the promise of tomorrow. Target を捕捉。位置を確認して。行くわよ。
Welcome back, guys. Obviously, we did had a short break after our first matchup. It was Animus against Vendetta. If you actually missed it, it was a 2-0. Animus actually won. And we are ready up for the second game of tonight. It's gonna be Cold versus Axibite. Verdict, do you have any predictions?
Oh, this is gonna be an interesting one. I know everyone's probably predicting how long will Day last in that motorcycle helmet. That thing looks sweet. No, I felt bad because he went to the store and picked up a pair of shades just so that we could do this broadcast, just so we can enjoy ourselves for one day. And chat, you just come in here and crashed us with some of the most negative energy. Come on now. You guys can't let us have fun. You want us to wear costumes? I mean, come on now. What the heck? I mean, Day's having so much fun. How could you say that this doesn't look like it's a cool broadcast? I mean, it's summer for Christ's sakes. All right, my prediction-wise, I don't know. I don't think I could actually... I think this hardpoint is going to be a telltale of what exactly we have on board. This hardpoint can be very, very brutal. If AxiByte doesn't take the first initial strike, it could be a swift 2-0 if I'm not overstepping my boundaries. This is stage 4 preview, and we're getting to see this a little earlier than expected. So I gotta roll with Cole if they win this hardpoint.
Sorry, I just saw Day. I'm sorry.
Doesn't it look like a Power Ranger or something?
Yes. It definitely. He is cosplaying right now, guys. If you did not catch it, okay, Power Ranger cosplay.
There we go.
Day, what is your prediction?
Well, hopefully chat can hear me and it's not horrible, but I definitely think that Cold have been looking really, really solid as of late, but AxiByte have picked up a really big name in the European scene for their team, and Lydia is going to be here playing today, so that could make an impact. The big thing is AxiByte have to find a way to shut down Cold in the search and destroy specifically.
Well, we do have both teams in the lobby already ready up. I'm gonna go over the maps very fast. We do have the first game is gonna be a hardpoint on raid, followed by an SMD on firing range, and if we're gonna get a third game, is gonna be a standoff on a control on standoff. We do have Annihilator and Sparrow band, and also Hacienda and Summit band. So I'm gonna see you afterwards.
All right, there we go. Deanna gonna be joining us right after this this series. And Day, I don't know how much longer you can hold out with that helmet, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep a close eye on what you got going on for your cam. I'm assuming you're gonna continue to rock with it, but you might want to keep it on. This one's a bright one. It's Hollywood Hills, California. Nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and get started up at the Axe. First 250. This hardpoint is going to be a brutal one. If Cole can manage to steal it, though, we might be looking at a very interesting series. Right now, it is going to be Vad on the hill. 2 points already collected for the team of, well, that is going to be Cold, but right here, everything on the outskirts looking in. Denicio-wise, he's trying to get control over the laundry side. He got 2, but the third, Jim, he don't miss a beat. And that is going to clear out all of the control in the laundry site.
All right, well, that comes through with kill number 2. We've got Apollo on board looking to push him. Does get the assist. That's going to be Miz picking up 2. Now Capo looking to pick him off the head. He's got the KSP and the FHJ on board, but doesn't quite get the kill. Now you can see Jim at Rondo. They're moving on up into kitchen, looking to sort out anybody trying to push through mid. They want that rotation for P2, and they're looking to hold down a stairs jungle spawn if at all possible.
Yeah, I mean, right now, though, you've got a little bit of control inside the kitchen site. P2 about to open up, and 23-25, it's closest it's going to get right here. HBC wins a massive gunfight, but Sam, the Snowflake himself, making his debut for Mobile Mayhem. I haven't seen him in a hot minute. Lydia, though, absolutely OP, clears out the objective, and that's going to be the clean wipe and a reset there for this P2 push. Now, big rotation over, did not pay off early for the boys and gals over at Cold Esports. And right now, it is going to be a little bit of objective held here for AxiByte, and Apollo needs to win a big gunfight. Good enough. Denicio right there to pick up the 3-piece. Cleans out the kitchen site. And nonetheless, Last 22 seconds up for grabs. This is a rotation early over to P3, and this is a big dump the spawns for Cold, set up early for New, and a stout job so far for AxiByte.
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with you, Verdict. And right now, we've got about a 10-point lead for the side of Axibite, with Denisio leading the team at 9 kills deep. You've also got HBC coming through with 8 kills. You look over at the opposition, Top Frag is only going to be sitting at 6. That's going to be a tie between Rondo and Vat. Rondo actually picks up kill number 7, but they've got to find a way to make a break. And Garage is one of the biggest money hills that we've got in competitive COD Mobile, right? This is a huge money hill. It's difficult to break. The spawns are very, very favoring for the defense. And now you can see HBC locked down in the workout room here. Does have the Purifier pulled, picks up 1. Might be looking for number 2. Picks that one up as well. And this is looking like a big hold right now for the side of Axibite.
Yeah, it is. Cole doing a great job of contesting, though, when they can. They know they can't get this break full. They cannot afford to give up too many points. And right now, with 20 seconds left to grab, you've got Vat, who's still trying to hold down the fort. Is going to get taken down. Jim inserts himself into the equation. You need to get your foot on the hill, Jim. Don't contest it. Don't ego it. That's not a point you need to ego, and certainly he's going to pay the price with his life right there. The rotation's over. Vat, the only one there. This is an L in my book for the side of Cold. AxiByte out-rotating, out-breaking, out-controlling. Everything is just looking to be in their favor, but based off the prediction I made earlier, this is where they needed to have success, because that search is going to be a tough uphill battle. And on firing range, with the sniper talent that Cole brings to the table, you definitely need to get a first game dub.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I was mentioning, that they have to be worried about that search and destroy against Cold, because that is where Cold has been absolutely on fire. If it gets into control, I think there's a big opportunity that one could go either way. So this is big points up for grabs here today. And right now, the hard point is looking solid for the side of Axibite. They've extended their lead that was sitting around 25 all the way up to about 80 points. So they're in a great position, and Capo trying to make the break in. Couldn't quite win the gunfight. Now HBC finally going to get taken down by Jim, but Lydia is going to push on up. And I think something important to make note of is the streaks that we have available for the side of Axibite. We've got 2 drones and 2 clusters. Lydia and Apollo both sitting on those streaks at a 13-5 and an 11-4 respectively.
Yeah, there we go. Well, while we got P5 abroad, we got Cold on the objective. They have opted to not do listen-ins today, and that's quite all right. Here comes the cluster strikes. We're going to go ahead and get geared up for our first one. It is going to be with none other than Axibite. We'll see how the break comes through after that cluster strike hit.
I got P1, I got P1.
One is red, one is red.
One pillars,
I got a put it on, Wait.
One on pillars, one on pillars.
One is red,
One is X-side. Ignore the point, go P1, go P1. Play P1, play P1.
You get P1, I got my X.
One bottom red.
I'm going P1. Push P1 now.
I spawned laundry.
I got cluster for
P1. Hold laundry. I'll come in to support you.
What is laundry?
2 van dead.
One laundry dead.
Nice, hold that laundry.
P1.
One nade at P1.
Pillars.
Push driveway.
I have me. One jungle, 2 jungle. Never wait.
Driveway dead.
One laundry, one shot.
One mid stairs.
We're spawning red still.
One got pillars, one got pillars.
Watch laundry, Nate. Push laundry.
I'm watching pillars.
Pillars, nice.
Good hold.
One kitchen. Never wait. I'm on the stage.
Laundry stairs.
Pillars.
Laundry.
All right, hell of a setup there. P1, you heard the call out. Needed to be a big investment for it to pay off, and with Miz picking up a little bit of that scrap time before he's getting dropped, you can see the lead is certainly out of hands. They 192-90. This has been such a great game number 1 for Axibite. They have put themselves in some pretty great situations so far. The question is, can they pull the trigger? Can they close it out? Can't be overextended. Got to be content where you're at right here. And with a little bit of scrap time going in favor of Cold, we've got ourselves about an 85, 86 point advantage. They've got the ball in their hands. They're dribbling. They're looking to score. And this kitchen side looks pretty rock solid for the time being.
Definitely looking like a possibility for either of these teams. One thing I do got to make note of is Jim is not having a good performance here, at least for the hard point. He's sitting on an 8-20 right now, and he's one of the players that we expect and that we need from the side of Cold to be able to come through with a good performance. Specifically, again, that search and destroy is where he's popped off, but starting the game off in a rough position like this could certainly be disastrous as well for them moving forward. So we'll have to see if he can get any sort of groove going, because right now it is basically the VAT show for the side of Cold. Rondo, I mean, Rondo's doing all right, right? Rondo's on 19-19, but it drops down to 12-24, 12-19, 10-22. Look over at the opposition. You've got Denicio up at 27, HBC on 25, 20 for Lydia, 19 for Apollo, and 17 for Miz. Like, we are heavily out-fragging on the side of AxiByte right now.
They are 80-point advantage, still rocking in this P3 site. This is the biggest money hill on the map. Possibly see this one close out. I don't think Cole did a very good job of contesting this point last time around, and with it, you know, certainly within arm's reach. There goes the break. Certainly within arm's reach of AxiByte closing it out. As soon as I say that, here comes Cole. They have yet to give up. 29 points needed. And Capo now trying to play his life. It is going to be a tough one now. He's got Sav there. Wrong. Sav's out. Drop. Important thing for Capo here is you cannot overextend. You do not need the ego chow. Just need to hold the fort. And they have done a great job so far today. This thing's going to be extended to a P4 rotation. And we'll see if it can end there now. It's still, again, 29 points only needed for AxiByte. Cannot afford to sell this one. Imagine being up by over 100-plus points. And then, you know, allowing a cold. And then, I mean, this is just the brink of a comeback that we have been desperately needing from Cold.
I certainly want to say it's possible, but I'm going to lean on the stretch of unlikely, especially with the side of AxiByte inching closer and closer to victory. They now only need 20 points to go, 21 to be specific. And HBC, he is here to try to lock things down. Sav coming in behind, actually 2 purifiers burned by the side of Cold to make this break. So that could be a big factor moving towards a P5. And with only 18 points to go for the side of AxiByte. Yeah, Jim definitely turning it up there. Picked up a nice little quad feed with the Peacekeeper. 18 kills on board now, still sitting at -12, but at least he's putting up good objective time. We've got almost 100 seconds for Jim here as far as objective time goes. But look at Apollo and Lydia coming through. 163 and 164 seconds apiece for keep in mind the in-game time, guys, also includes contests, which I think is a very important number that I wish was represented better in the scoreboard at the end of the game. But you know what, we got it here. We're gonna go ahead and give them their shout out while we got the opportunity. And man, Fat is up at 38 kills right now, looking to push 40. Team, they're finally starting to squeeze back. We had a 100-point lead for the side of AxiByte not long ago, and we've made a break on into the hill. HBC, however, going to find 2 of his own. The collapse starting to come through. Rondo finds 1. Rondo turns on Apollo, takes him down, but Denicio comes through with a 3 of his own. Miz here for the team when they need him, trying to lock down that time, but Jim and Vat, they're here. This game is incredibly close. There's not enough time for Cold to win, but this is an incredible comeback out of Cold right now.
Yeah, you got to have an investment in P2 or P1 reset. P5 needs to be rock solid. There it goes. 5 seconds left. It is going to be the contest, but it is going to get shut down. The rotation over. We need a big P1 ending here. Jim, he said 26. My guy had 8 kills earlier. Gets dropped, but does find HBC, the head honcho on the flip side of things. Denicio trying to make the breach to the middle. 15 seconds left to go. One last push. They're saddling it up. They're rallying the troops. Lydia from the top. She's trying to clear a path. She's got 1. There's only 1 left to deal with. Sav is down, and now it's Cold on the outskirts looking in the perimeter. Not 100% locked down. Capo with a slither of health. He wins a big gunfight, but he's shut down. It is chaos. This one's coming down to the wire. 3 seconds needed, and that is all that is going to be needed here for the side of Axibite. And Day, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we might have a Cold comeback on our hands. 18 seconds left. 1 left in the objective time. He gets shut down. Cold Esports win by a margin of 3. They kept their opponents without 29 points from P3 to P4 to P5 and ended it on the ringside objective. I am in shambles right now. And if you're an AxiByte fan, if you're an AxiByte player, what in the actual hell did we just watch? I am out of breath right now. I'm going to need double dose of water. I'm going to need maybe an IV at this point. I might need resuscitating. That was just brutal for AxiByte to sell, Dave.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And honestly, Verdict, I think one of the big turnaround factors you have to give credit to Jim. Homie was sitting on an 8-21. If you double up on that performance, I mean, we're looking by the end of the game, looking at a 16-42, ends up closing things out with 30-38. So he turned things around big for the team. And honestly, if you're AxiByte and you, first of all, needed to win that hard point because Cold have been on fire when it comes to the search and destroy, you also needed that motivation. You needed that that firm drive, that kind of snowball momentum to try to overcome Cold in a search and bring that energy forward. Now Cold, they've got the upper hand, and this could be an incredible opportunity for Cold to pick up 20 points here today.
Bro, I'm still looking at everything that happened. I mean, 2 minutes and 28 on the hill for Lydia, 2 minutes and 4 seconds for Apollo. You don't have anybody even clear to 2 minutes on the left-hand side of your screen. How did they pull that one off? There was a lot of contesting going on. There was a lot of not contesting. There's a lot of stacking in the hill. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I am in... That was possibly one of the best hardpoint raid endings that we have ever seen for a comeback. Bar the Nova one that I saw a couple months back that, I mean, they were down by like 150 days. It didn't look possible at all. And they did it. But that one right there, Jim turning it up. He was starting to heat up on that P4 rotation. Started to get everything rocking and rolling. They needed him to be absolutely on point. And sure enough, man, they deliver some of the best hardpoint on raid. 250 to 247. Stage 4 preview. It's all I've got to say. And we're getting it firsthand here a little earlier than anticipated. We're getting geared up for the search and destroy. And I made the comment about how well Cold plays search and how much AxiByte needed that hardpoint in order for it to be an interesting series. I'm not completely discounting AxiByte here, but based off what we've seen in search and destroy from Cold Esports, this one's done it too, isn't it? I mean, bar a miracle here in the search and destroy, I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm definitely on board with Cold possibly coming through with the victory here again, especially with Jim turning up the way he did. I mean, we had a couple players really make a comeback, right? You had Jim and Sav really bring things back. You had Vat being consistent the whole game, and now bouncing into a search and destroy. This is where Cold have really had their biggest potential throughout the season, right? This is where Cold have showed up in ways that we did not expect out of them, specifically looking at the likes of Jim. So he's been their sniper go-to for this matchup. And we're moving into a map of firing range, which is going to be big for snipers to possibly come through and get those early picks that can be game deciding.
All right, well, here it goes. We are into the thick of it. Search and destroy. We're heading down south for a little more fun. Keep your sunglasses on, everybody. It is going to be bright and sunny without a chance of a cloud. Oh, there's a cloud, actually. Forget that one. It is not a chance we're going to be overclouding this matchup, though. This one is going to be a spicy one. The hard point, you got to be feeling brutal after that one, AxiByte. Certainly need to turn it up and turn it on here because you don't. It is done. Capo going to be first blooded. Dinicio, he is feeling personally violated after that hardpoint game, and he's already started off on a little bit of a tear off the bat now. Two players looking to make the breach through wood. It's Rondo. It's Sav. Rondo gets one. The deed is done, but Dinicio from the top side. I seen a clip with him rocking the Deagle earlier today on Twitter, and he is disgusting with it. We'll see if he can finally take down the threats. Nope, it's Rondo. It's cold. They are all over wood. And right now, they got two in their spawns. It's Apollo and Miz. Miz going to be able to take down two. And it leaves Lydia all by herself in a 1v2. Jim and Vat looking to clean it up in this first round.
Target down.
Yep, definitely looking big. And now Lydia finding some shots, but taking some as well. Vat going to get the better of that trade, at least so far. Got the 1v1 coming through. Peacekeeper for Lydia. And as well for that. So we'll be looking at that. Karambit as a secondary for some movement. And, well, now starting to make that rotation over. One big miss for the side of AxiByte this round. Look where the bomb is, Verdict. Look where the bomb is.
Oh, Matt! Well played. You left the bomb in spawn. You can blame Miz for that. My guy took two before he went, but did not move an inch, bro. It's literally where it started. And even though Dinicio gets first blood, we don't see anything start off right here for the squad of AxiByte. And again, it is primarily just because Capo hitting wall bangs through that little infamous spot. As we'll continue to see the devastation be wreaked in cold. They're starting off hot, but Apollo starting to get warmed up himself. Shots coming through. It is going to be able to find one. Sav, the snowflake himself, sitting on a fat goose egg. Can he pick up the slack? Gonna need it. All hands on deck for the stage 4 affair. Right now we got 1 for 1s, and with a minute and 20 left, you can see the notion towards the back jungle area for Miz could be a very valuable one indeed, because there's nobody inside over there. Vat, though, the nade shot through the window. Through the window. Through the window. That's the third kill on the board for Vat. I'm terrible. I'm god awful.
You are
so cringe.
So lovely, just like Marvel.
Love you.
On par. Almost got as equally beautiful as a singing voice.
Almost. That guy's got the voice of an angel, bro.
All right. Well, 2 kills apiece for these teams brings us back to a 3 versus 3. Miz rocking that KSP, something that's definitely been taking over the sub meta, especially with the new update here. The MAC-10 and the CBR have been taken down a pretty substantial notch. Jim, player I had mentioned, was the key sniper for this lineup. Does come through with an extra kill there. Could be looking for Miz. Pulls out the deagle. Gets the finish.
Oh!
Gets the turn onto HBC as well. And Jim comes through with 4.
Oh, my. Jim, big man, coming through, inserted into the equation. This is just, I mean, he struggled so much in that hard point, but to see him turn things around for the better and ending up only -8 and 30 kills with a minute 40 on the clock, what a total Chad. I'm going to go ahead and try and see if I can catch any of these wall bangs through. We are buckling up for a big jungle side push. Now, this is an absolute beauty of a read. The intel comes through. There's nobody on B site ever. Surely enough, Sav trying to be the game changer through the smoke. He's going to be able to find some shots on one. He's not going to be able to get anybody before he goes. Sitting firmly on that donut again, but the squad has halted the push so far. The bomb's going to go down, and Miz doing the job. Absolutely on point there. You got to peek that corner. Vat was clearly right there in your peripherals. I don't know how he missed that one. Nonetheless, it's only Vat to deal with. 4 players left. Strong. Lydia, the slide peek through the middle sight. That's going to be the first successful round in favor of AxiByte. Might be a little bit of spark to momentum. And, hey, we thought this one could be, a 2-0 if we saw the Search and Destroy come down to cold winning the hard point. But I think AxiByte are brewing up some pretty brilliant strats here. We're going to see him hit twice now with an A-side push this time around. And Vat, literally the only one here in direct sight. They're going to be dealt with. Yes, it is going to be the Deagle coming through. Headshots on point for Dinicio. That's going to clear out the path. But right now it is not safe Sav finds one. Sav's going to get out immediately. 2 for 2 trades. Bob's played a day. 38 seconds on the clock.
You know, I thought I remembered you saying something to Sav yesterday about bringing the AS Val to the table here today. What happened to that? Oh! Whoa! Did you catch that from Jim's angle? Oh! Oh! Jim! Doing him dirty! Looking for the 1v3 clutch. Deagle in hand. Can't quite find the second shot versus HBC. Not going to clutch this one up for the team. And now we're all tied up 2-2.
Drop the bomb. Bomb spotted. Destroy the objective. Bomb acquired.
Hello?
The way I was muted. My bad. I pulled a day. That was a big brain play. Big ball push. It pays off in dividends right now as we're tied up. AxiByte going to go back to reserve gameplay. They're going to wait to strike. Apollo, he's going to get on board early. Clears the jungle side out. That trying to be the player who holds the jungle house. And unfortunately, Apollo's right there to equalize it now. As we see, oh, that's through the trailer side. I thought he was peeking the angle. Oh my god, that was just such a nasty shot from Apollo. Then he's literally in the backside of the spawn. Sure enough, we got first blood in. We'll see if AxiByte can capitalize now. As mid in 18, the motion towards this A site. Is it safe? Jim's lurking. That might be a problem.
Well, Jim, looking to line one up here. Ooh, he saw some, got some information. Oh, you got to hit that one, though. Lydia was flat-footed, and that's going to be Denicio coming through with one of his own, but in the background, we've got Capo coming through with one. Sav finds another. Apollo with the refrag, but Miz here to take down Sav. It's now Rondo left alone in a 1 versus 3, and it is not currently looking like this one is going to be a comeback. Might get the kill onto Apollo here, but nope. Apollo sees him coming through the wood, the little cracks there, and that's going to be a 3rd round win now for the side of AxiByte. And this is now going to be their last round on the offense, and they need to capitalize here. They need to go into the half with the 2-round advantage. They do not want things to be tied up with Cold. They need this search and destroy to push us to a game 3 to possibly be able to come through with some points here today. And time is running short. We've got about 1:40 on the clock. Bomb is in the hands of Miz. They've slowed down. Look how far back we're playing here on the side of AxiByte. They played aggressive up towards A last round. In this round, everybody hanging back looking for a pick.
Well, we got that first opening blood from Apollo. He opened the floodgates towards an A-side push and rotation. 2 rounds we saw him push aggressive, and it paid off B and A respectively. Right now, they've got 2 bloods. They're looking for more. It is going to be Capo right here on his lonesome, but Jim, he's getting back into the swing of things. Unfortunately, he's going to be the last one alive now. 1v4. We'll see if he can make something happen, but with Miz making the rotation over, he's going to go ahead and stick this bomb plant. This might be an undoable situation here for the big man, Jim himself. Bomb gets saddled up. Denicio lines him up and knocks him down. He's got an advanced artillery is on. We're going to be flipping sides with a 4-2 lead in favor of AxiByte, and things not so certain over here for the boys and gals over at Cold. Right now, they've got to battle back. I mean, that was a round to even things up, and you kind of sold the bag. AxiByte putting on a hell of a show right now, but are we going to see that same kind of performance that we saw in the hardpoint from Cold themselves? We're going to see that comeback. Needs to start strong here on this first round, and Denicio missing shots, definitely helping out.
Apollo coming through with a big kill on Sav there, and now Lydia gets taken down as well. Capo, that looked about as lined up as you could have got. How did that one not hit? That's rough. But you know what? We've got the bomb plant coming through for Jim right now. You can see on the backside, Miz pushed on up, finds 1 onto Capo. Brings things back to a 4 versus 3. And this could be looking really good for the side of AxiByte right now. Rondo is pushed on up but can't find the gunfights, and now just like that, AxiByte, in what was a very, very close search and destroy, have brought things to a 5-2 advantage over Cold. And we gotta say, the sniping talent that these 2 teams that have been bringing to the table are looking fire right now. Apollo is 10 kills deep. Jim has 7 on board as well. So definitely got to give these guys some credit here. And, well, AxiByte, they are looking right now like they're going to get us that game 3 we've been hoping for.
Well, hold the phones. This just in. Search and Destroy performance. So far, mid. Not impressed, Cold. You see you put your best foot forward, and right now, you took first 2 rounds, and that was about it. Vat starting to clear off the jungle side push now, as you can see. Does have the clearance. Might be the read. Is it there, though? The bomb's all the way over in Jim's hands, who is firmly content with holding this A long side. So we'll see if maybe the 2 players in the jungle site make that rotation through and kind of flush out the opponents. But right now, it's a standstill, right? You got the first player advantage. Now the read's coming through. They've got A 100% wide open. Sav is running like a madman through the inside of the trailer site. And the players who are jungle site, now right there on wood looking for the rotation through. Miz made them pay so much last round that they are very reluctant to not hold that angle right here. Capo finding another. That is going to be the Apollo drop, and HBC taking some shots. We'll see if he can play his live. 3 players left standing for AxiByte. With 35 seconds on the clock, the retake has got to be swift. 1 more player drop. Capo is starting to feel it. And we'll see if he can continue to do so. Capo, the movement. Rondo, the shots. Lydia's dropped. It's all on HBC. A round going in favor of Cold. That was so desperately needed.
All right, well, Cold, they've mitigated the damages. They brought things a little bit closer. It's now only 2 rounds in favor of AxiByte. We'll have to see. Cold, you made the comeback happen. The big comeback happen. Wasn't it like 192 to 90 at one point in that?
It was. It was. Oh, bro, it was
absolutely
221.
nuts.
221. You had 29 points to get, and you couldn't get them. You're telling me in 4 rotations you couldn't get 29 points? Oh, Denicio gets the wall bang to land on Jim. Almost gets the collateral. He doesn't need it. Gets a second one. The shots are crispy here from Denicio. The trailer shot locked down. 2 players left to deal with. Sav, he's out. Rondo, last hope. Rondo finds 1, but he's gone. HBC, that puts us at map point. We might be heading over to standoff for some control. AxiByte, you're so close to tasting victory. Can you just reach a little further and close it out? You couldn't do it in the hard point, homies. Now you've got to do it here. You can't allow this Cold team to get a little bit more warmed up and stay into this. You've got to put your foot on their throat and shut it down. But the A side push, it's aggressive. Lydia finds first blood. We'll see how Rondo and squad handle the heat now, as they've got 1 round to just hold this one off. Apollo, he's going to be able to find another. Lydia can't be dealt with either. Jim and Vat, well, make it Vat. Holding the bomb heady. How much longer can they do it? It ain't happening. We're going to a little control, ladies and gentlemen. The 7-3 win day. Got a little Uno reverse card going on right now, right?
Lost that round, but it's not over yet. Ready?
Yeah, we definitely do. And Chad is asking you, Verdict, why I'm wearing a helmet. So, you know, it was your idea. So if you want to explain, chat could be hoping for that answer. But either way, Cold, unable to make the search happen. And I gotta say, this is about the opposite of what I expected for this matchup. I thought AxiByte were gonna come through with the hardpoint win, probably have Cold bounce back for the search, and then have a game 3. And well, Uno reverse comes through, and a 7-3 victory coming through for the side of AxiByte as they close things out quick. And again, Apollo was frying. 13 kills on board, 8 for Denicio, 7 for Miz, 8 for HBC, and 5 for Lydia. And for the side of Cold, we didn't have anybody break into double digits, so that's a little bit unfortunate for them in a mode that they normally excel at, but it's going to be control. And with the fragging power that the side of AxiByte have brought to the table here today, this could be a bad stop of the momentum that Cold had rolling.
All right, well, 1-1 tied, rolling into the 3rd game of this series. Surely going to be the last. We're getting geared up for it. And Chad, if you're wondering why we're wearing sunglasses, why Dave's wearing a visor, because we want to have fun. Last week I powwowed with the squad, and I was like, hey, well, you know, I saw in CDL they did sunglasses, you know, in their broadcast. Let's do it. Let's just have fun with it. And Dave was like, all right, I'll pick up a pair of shades. He said he stopped by the gas station, picked up a pair of shades, and I was like, man, I felt bad, dude. What do you usually wear? Do you not, is it not sunshine in Michigan? Well, what do you got going on up there? He's like, bro, I literally ride with my visor that is tinted, and you can clearly see from the helmet that he's wearing, there is no chance sun makes it through. So I was like, dude, go grab your helmet. Let's have fun with it. Let's just go ahead and invest 100%. I'm wearing my favorite shades. He's wearing his favorite helmet. We're having fun with it. All right, and we're having, you harass us the whole time for, oh, Verdict's wearing shades so he can look like a bully here. I don't even know what the kid wrote in chat, bro. I mean, I'm not trying to look tough, bro. The fact that the glasses make me look like I'm part of the mafia, you should be afraid.
You're trying to look Hollywood.
You should be afraid. I'm clearly capping chat. I'm not as soft as a teddy bear, bro. I'm gonna tell you what's not soft. This third series. We are going, or this third game, and it's going to be a control standoff. I saw it earlier in Garena for stage 3. This is it, man. This is one of the maps that can make or break a team. Who is it going to make and who is it going to break? 15 points is up for grabs. 5 automatically going to be awarded to either or for their performance. Right now, we're trying to fight for who's going to get the majority of the chunk of pie. I like pie. Come on, leave me alone, chat.
All right, what kind of pie?
Yes, all of it. I don't like pie crust, though. I don't like pie crust. Pie crust is not it. Cherry pie is good. Cherry pie is good. I don't like the crust. I mean, you can't go wrong with pie, dude. It's literally impossible unless you throw coconut in there. I'm not a very good coconut. I don't deal with coconut very well.
All right. Good to know. I think we are just waiting on players to get readied up, and we'll get you guys into this standoff control. Actually, I think they're ready, so... Oh, boom. Look at that. There we go. Hopping on in. Standoff control coming through. This is a solid map for control. And, hopefully some optimization and updates in the future might make it even better with some rotating spawns or... flippable spawns, rather. But round 1 is going to be the defense for cold, and it's going to be AxiByte backing out of the lobby.
Get ready for the next round.
Can't handle the heat. Get out of the kitchen, bro. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, maybe someone had, a wrong. Only thing that's wrong with, the loadout, maybe we've got, incorrect operator. Maybe we had TAC 5 attached. I'm just kidding. These guys have been in the league long enough to know that TAC 5 isn't playable. It's not optional. It's not even, something that should even be mentioned around here. We saw that first DQ. That was quite all right. There was their first day. We had to flip sides first. That's why. Got it. So we got to flip everything. Admins, everything. Make sure we get that all taken care of before we jump in the series. It is going to be the control game number 3 before we get geared up for it. Standoff day. I think the spawns can be a bit of an issue, but it takes a little bit of gun skill to make your way that far. If you can win those gunfights, why not be rewarded with a little bit of action on the on the spawn trap, right?
Well, definitely could be looking for that. I think the defense is a little bit of an advantage here. It is very, very difficult to get into a good position on the offense, but if you get the A capture and you start working your way towards B, if you're able to get the break in and use that box head glitch and use the little nooks and crannies in boxes to try to get an advantage, to try to force your enemy team to funnel through the doorway or through the street, then you can grab massive, massive advantage on the offense. So we'll have to see who's able to capitalize here. An offensive win could swing things into favor of one team or the other. But having defense in that first round and having a not fully optimized control that doesn't take round wins into account going into the overtime, that can definitely provide some advantage off the start.
Okay, well, we're having a bit of difficulty in, understanding what's going on with the spawns. Right now, it does look like we're going to see cold on the attack. That is it. Okay, 100% set in stone. Here we go. Game number 3. What we've been waiting on. We wanted to see this one be our highlight match of the night. The hardpoint came through, and we're like, oh, baby, it might be a 2-0. Wrong. We've seen upsets on both fronts. Hardpoint goes in favor of Cold? Question mark? It does. AxiByte win the search and destroy? Question mark? Absolutely. Explanation point. Game number 3, control. We're starting off with a little Cold. We got a little AxiByte on the defense. Right now, Jim's going to be shut down off the rip. Miz is running rampant. Shirley looking for more, but Capo right there to answer the deli site push. He's not going to be able to do anything about it, though. Sav finally able to nerf him. Takes him out, but Shirley with respawns favoring the defending side right now. They've got a 2-life advantage. That's starting to get a little shorter day.
Yeah, you are absolutely right, Verdict, and we are looking at a very, very narrow game right now. Couple lives in lead of the side of AxiByte, and this is kind of what we expect, right? Even though they lost the hard point, it did largely come through and, you know, have a little bit of a rough outcome at the end, but they still outfragged their opponents. Even with the comeback that we had from Cold, we had players that were, you know, 14, 15 negative, ended only, you know, 8 negative or whatever the case may be. The search and destroy, we definitely continued to outfrag on the side of AxiByte. So for control map or a mode that in COD Mobile, because it's newer for a lot of players and some of the maps and the mode itself aren't fully optimized for this, it comes down to TDM a lot.
Yeah.
So having the bigger fragging power is a big advantage for AxiByte. What was a 3-kill lead is now a 9-kill lead in their favor, and they are not looking to slow down at all.
Yeah, they're trying to deal with the pressure here. Jim gonna be out. Rondo through the broken wall, not gonna be able to get anything going. And Denicio is setting a fire right now. He's picked up his 4th and maintaining the lane composure. 5 lives remaining for Cold. Their first attempt on the attack, it ain't it. That stuck in spawn. You can see he's trying to just continue the. Let's just not feed. Let's not give him anything else. Let's not give him anything free. Sure enough, Apollo going to be able to find 2-piece. That's going to be the opening round going in favor of your defense. Something I will mention about COD Mobile 2 is one of the things that kind of, you know, not only the fact of spawn trapping being so relevant, but when you've got set spawns, it doesn't give you any kind of intel for the defense or the attack. If you're rotating spawns, kind of like in the CDL, it gives you an idea. If you're spawning on one side of the map, oh, they're putting pressure here. This is where we need to focus. Everything is kind of blindsided at this point. And I think that's something else that needs to be discussed. Obviously, when we talk about those rotating spawns, it's a factor right now, but majority of the fact is the reason why it's a problem is because you can't make it out of your spawns. Right here, the defense going to be starting off a little stronger than the first round. It is going to be Cold giving their run at it, and it's a 2-kill advantage, make it 3. That with the Peacekeeper, I think they were running the UCL at first, and I was like, I know they got a buff, but I know you're still not using that, right?
Well, it's definitely interesting on day 1 of a update where, you know, maybe sometimes players have to stick with something that's comfortable as opposed to what might be the strongest. So we'll be looking, but SKS in hand for Denicio. He's got 9 on board, looking for number 10, picks up the 3-piece in the feeds, got the Deagle out as well. Purifier popped, looking for Vat. Is going to get it with the burn damage, but has to be a little bit worried moving forward. Finds Sav as well. This is a big opportunity for the side of AxiByte to get a break in and finally get some tick progress on here. But Capo comes through from behind, finds 2, finds 3. His team cleans out mid as well, and time is ticking away. Purifier popped. 2 kills come through for Capo. HBC somehow alive, but not for long as Vat's going to clean him up. Time has officially expired, and Cold answer back with a solid defensive round of their own.
Yeah, they do indeed. I mean, obviously, you're talking about trying to have success in the attacking round. Well, the first 2 complete duds. I think Cold may not have slayed as much as AxiByte did, but they did a great job of maintaining the objective, and I think that is the way the game's supposed to be played. Right now, they're going to get their second chance, right? We see the first ensuing kills. It's a sea of blue. It is going to be 3 dropping, make it 5, 6 before Rondo finally gets on board with a kill for Cold. And right now, Cold just not looking good on the attack. They got a problem in Miz, who is raining down fire in their spawn. Literally setting blue. And it is in ashes right now. As you can see, he is continuing on with the Purifier. He's going to finally get dropped, but damage is done. 7-kill advantage already for the defense. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better here for Cold. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, the defense definitely still has an advantage on this map, Verdict. This is one of our better maps, but it requires good coordination and good positioning out of the side of the offense to try to push up and get control of boxes, try to get control of mid-street, tractor, etc. So we will largely see the defense have an advantage, but there's opportunities. There's definitely potentials where we can see an upset come through if Cold have a good round. Time once again gonna expire, and that's gonna be another defensive round coming through. This time once again it is for the side of AxiByte, who now lead 2-1, and this is an opportunity where Cold obviously could tie things up, or if AxiByte are able to come through with the little bit of a fire to burn, they could possibly close things out in 3-1 fashion.
All right, let's go ahead and get geared up for it. 3-1, or are we gonna see it all tied up? We're gonna hear the magic in the comms of AxiByte as they could be potentially looking to shut this one down.
One box,
One guns, yeah.
one boxes.
One market. Lydia, right back alley.
I'm
smoking boxes, I'm smoking boxes.
One
blue van, CT, deli.
One boxes, one more boxes.
Bottom blue. He's on stairs.
I'm playing for tractor control.
There's one shot bottom blue, one shot bottom blue. It's superior, he's on top.
Yeah, Puri.
He's a spawn, come on.
Pure dead.
Deli. Bottom blue, Puri. Puri, bottom blue.
He's dead.
One CT tank.
I don't see. Yes.
Guys, get A. I got your grannies if you get A.
I've got the drone, guys. I'm using my drone.
Friendly drone in the air.
Yes, I got my
Guys, get on A. I've got you broken. Oh, wait. One broken. Right, I'm getting on side.
Back. Second one shot.
Broken, Fury. Nice, good shot. One statue. I've got your grannies. Get on A. Alright, Fury bottom. Broken dead.
You one mid.
Nice.
Puri bottom.
Fury got me.
One more in.
Dead, he's dead. Don't use operators. Try and play your lives. I've got your grannies. I've got your grannies.
Top grannies, jump down. Top grannies dead.
I'm watching the hop up. I died.
Fury broken.
Fury dead.
Yo, there were so many missed opportunities in this round. You could have closed it out. Time looking to potentially expire. And right now, I think Cold are going to be able to have their stroke of success on an attack a third time around. Finally, the Hills hop. Apollo wins one, but it is one player left standing. This might come down to a TDM. It is HBC going to win the gunfight. And just as soon as we dipped out, I think that round could have been over way faster. I'm going to be honest with you. There was somebody who popped a drone, and then like 3 people were standing around A, and not a single soul for 15 seconds made a move towards the A site, Dave.
Yeah, you are spot on there, Verdict. And like I said, if you get into a good position on the offense, you absolutely have opportunities to win. And sure enough, AxiByte come through with a big performance, and they're able to close things out in the 4th game of this control. And that is going to close out this series. AxiByte are going to pick up the 2-1 victory over the side of Cold. And that's going to give them 15 points in their standings for today. But because Cold were able to make that massive comeback in the hardpoint, they're not going to go home empty-handed. They at least pick up 5, and with where they're at in the standings, it's definitely well-needed points, because we have seen tiebreakers make or break teams in the past, and right now, Cold, they're 60 points on the board, so they're definitely looking to be in a pretty good position. They've got a currently 45-point lead over paniQ, who is that number 7 spot. And then from there, they've got 55 points over Prometheus in the number 8 spot. So Cold got to be feeling at least pretty comfortable still, even after their loss here today, that their opponents don't have a huge opportunity to catch up. And I think that's something that Cold can at least, kind of gather around right now. Now, obviously, there's opportunity for VOD review to see where they really were able to capitalize in the hard point, and if they can try to get that energy flowing for hard points in the future, as well as there's opportunities where they can come back through in the control and the search and destroy, get an idea of where they failed, and hopefully capitalize on weeks to come.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go ahead and hit it back on the host desk. Deanna, that was possibly one of the better series we got to see all season long. It was a little bit of a preview of what's to come in stage 4 rather. That is literally 18 days away. It's the 20th and 21st. That's going to be an epic weekend. What were your first thoughts?
Damn, the hard point, I was like, oh my god. I do like both teams, right? I did saw, and we all saw AxiByte has a good lead. They had good rotations and so on. But then, as you guys saw, and you guys said, Cole just got on fire, and I was just like, oh my god, it was so close, and they actually managed to get it, and it was so satisfying actually to watch such a close game. We did not have these close games for a couple of series now, if I'm not mistaken. Most of them were very not close, like they were not close most of the games. Neither last week, and we did not have last week, I think, at game 3 all week. So I'm very happy that we managed to have a game 3. The hardpoint was amazing. Now going through S&D, Cold had it was kind of hard for Cold. It was not, again, it was not very close. AxiByte did good, and then coming to the third game, Control, well, AxiByte just had a good position and managed to close the game very fast and very nice. Overall, it was a good matchup. I did enjoy it, and I'm happy that we got the third game today, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think if we didn't get to see that series extend to a game 3, I would have been highly upset and not fulfilled. Obviously, we got to see some strokes of genius from AxiByte in the hard point, and then a lot of failure towards the end. And then the same could be said about Cold and Search and Destroy. They started off hot 2 rounds in a row. It literally gave up 7 for 1 after that. It was just a brutal nightmare. And AxiByte stand victorious in the control, obviously finding that last player in the TDM style. They didn't cap a single point, chat. They didn't cap a single point. Nobody played the freaking objective. What the actual hell? It is quite alright though, as we're getting geared up for it. We still got to play more action. We're only halfway through the series for the night, right?
Well,
yes.
Maybe.
Whoa! Where are your sunglasses,
exactly.
young man?
Yeah, exactly. It's EU.
I had to take a break from the helmet, but I'm
okay.
sorry.
Okay, that's
hot.
cool.
It was.
Sorry.
We are accepted. We accepted.
And I'm used. I thought it was gonna be all right. I was like, yeah, I'm go out and ride and it's 90 degrees or whatever, but there's airflow. Okay, and we're sitting here in a room. We're not going, X amount of miles an hour down the road. We're not gonna answer that question honestly. Don't you worry.
All right.
Yeah, well, we are ready to gear up for the third matchup of today. It's gonna be Nova versus Xitium, but in the meantime, we're gonna have a short break. So see you after the break.
Welcome to New Vision City, a city built upon innovation. You and Atlas, building the promise of tomorrow. Target を捕捉。位置を確認して。行くわよ。
welcome back, guys. This actually was a short break, obviously, because the teams joined actually very fast in the lobby, so we did not need to wait that much. Okay. We do have the third matchup of tonight. It's gonna be Nova versus Xitium. Now, I always ask the prediction, so this time I'm gonna ask Verdict. What do you think about this game?
Yeah,
Any
thank you.
predictions?
Yeah, let me get the spotlight before Day comes through and absolutely agrees with me on this one. I think that this one's going to be Nova taking the bag, and I think it's primarily going to be a 2-0 unless Zidium puts an absolute masterpiece together. Why? Because this series could have potential to go the distance. This is Stage 4 caliber teams. Stage 4 preview for what we have on board the next 2-3 weeks. And we're getting it a bit early, and then we're getting a little bit of a treat. But I gotta roll with Nova, bro. I don't think it matters at this point.
Yeah. Well, Day, what do you think? Now you can have the spotlight.
I think that Verdict is an absolute bot. How dare you sleep clearly superior team in this matchup, okay? Clearly, Zidium is going to come through.
Talk your ish, Dave.
They're going to sweep Nova here. I mean, we're talking a bigger blowout than Animus versus Vendetta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nova are just the most washed players in all of the year.
For sure.
And Zidium are the best players in all of the year.
Wow.
Facts.
Cap.
All right, maybe we're trolling a little bit. Yeah, I'm with Verdict. I just didn't want to give him credit. Yeah, we're looking at probably a 2-0 victory coming through for the side of Nova. Consistency is king for them. Now, we've seen some good opportunities from Zidium in the past, but I would say none that were realistically strong enough. Hello? Oh,
yeah,
it's in game. Okay. Yeah,
it's in
okay.
this game.
I was very confused. I was like, who got into our channel? Yeah, no, we're gearing up for our action here, and this is probably going to be Nova beating the brakes off of Zidium here.
Them's fighting words.
I mean, call it what you want.
Okay. Teams are already in the lobby, and they are eager to play. Obviously, we did hear them. I hear them too. I got actually scared. Can you go over the matchup, the map's Verdict?
Absolutely. We're going to start things off with Takeoff, Hardpoint, followed by Standoff, Search or Destroy, Control, Summit, Purifier, and Sparrow. They're off the tables. You hear the music in the background. You hear the action going on. That means we're getting ready to jump into it. Game number 1 of our third series of the night. We're none other than Takeoff here for this series. Day, we're in it. We're going to get Deanna right back in it as soon as this series is done. And as long as Nova handles business, I'm thinking this should be a smooth 2-0.
Why isn't anyone wearing Gucci shades? Yo, Munch, you want to buy me some Gucci shades, bro? Is that where we're at?
Yeah,
we can afford to stop and get a Rite Aid pair of sunglasses. That's what we got for you today, Munch. And that's what you're going to have to live with, okay?
Yeah, Rite Aid special, bro. Come on, get on board and get down. I mean, they do the job, right? That's all that matters. Day doesn't even wear sunglasses, Chad, okay? That is why he has no Gucci shades, okay? Not because he doesn't want them, he just doesn't need them, okay? He doesn't need shades. What we're going to need right here, though, is some action on the point. It is going to be Karma coming through with some objective time, 2 combo to go along with it. We'll see if they can earn some streaks. That's Inferno from the top. And right now, it is going to be a heavily contested P1, and obviously both teams have put in their fair share of work into it.
All right, well, Nova, they're starting to take themselves a little bit of a lead. 13 points ahead of their opponents, basically doubling up on them. And you can also see that they're starting to get set up for next. And Creed going to come through with 1. Wasn't quite ready for it. Karma, however, in the 2 coming through the door is going to be able to take him down. Now Saturn's up top. Karma looking for some action here, but you can catch some smoke. Got a Spy and Saturn's. And I got to say, I'm a little shocked that Nova all have what I would consider to be meta weapons out right now.
Well, I mean, this is a series matchup, right? This is a dose of stage 4 that we're getting early. Zidium is definitely a team you can't, overlook. I mean, Obviously, when we made our predictions earlier, we made them based off of how well Nova has played Mobile Mayhem. That has not set us up for proper Stage 4 expectations, so anything can happen in Stage 4. Right now, anything can happen in P2, or the little bit of scrap time that's up for grabs. It's going to be Nova continuing to cap off and extend their lead. Nobody has made it to P3 yet, and that opens up 12 seconds. We might have an unoccupied hill for the time being, but finally Spy and Saturn starting to make the call through, and sure enough, it is going to be the early setup here for Nova. Early with quotations around it.
Early enough, perhaps, as they are first on the hill. They've got time from the start, and they are looking to lock it down. In fact, it looked like they even stepped off the hill for a minute there just for the giggles or to get some positioning locked down. Not entirely sure. It didn't look like anybody moved far at all, just maybe a step off the point. And that's going to be Neil coming through. Kill number 10 on board, leading the lobby. And Kree gets taken down, off to a slow start, sitting on a 5 and 11 right now as Nova continue to rack up the points. Nova continue to extend their lead, and Creed body shooting.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Right now, Neo going to try and get whatever was left off of that Annihilator before making those rotations over to P4. And sure enough, it's going to be met by Storm and in a crowd of... No, this is not a crowd of Zidium players. They are slowly but surely making their way over. And if you're not there first, you're certainly not going to be there with an advantage. It is going to be Says through the front side. He's going to be shut down. Afer, though, he has been the wall for this team. He has put up such a great show in the past, but he's going to get shut down. And Spy coming through with the three-piece of the Predator. I caught it firsthand. I didn't catch it from Spies. I caught it from the receiving end. And that was so brutal right now. Devastation is arising. Takeoff is possibly one of the more brutal maps to see. Hardpoint on. And it is surely looking like the backyard stomping grounds here for Nova. Finally, Zidium able to get some hill time up. There goes the drone with the combination of an Annihilator. Can be a lethal combo. The bad thing is there's no Annihilators available, and poor timing for Spy right here.
All right, well, Nova leagues ahead of their opponents, but we saw a massive comeback, obviously, in our last matchup with Cold and AxiByte out of the side of Cold, so maybe Zidium can get something grooving here. Maybe they can get the ball rolling and get some action on board, because right now, 100 points down, and Nova are not letting up on the gas. Inferno is 20 kills deep, leading the lobby. You got players for Zidium that are just hitting double digits. I mean, granted, Saturn is sitting on an 8 and 11 right now with only 32 seconds. I think he was AFK for a little bit too, so you know, we're gonna excuse Saturn for a second here. But Spy comes through with another two-piece with a score streak, finds 2 on the cluster, and P1 definitely gonna be difficult to hold. Maybe an opportunity for Zidium to get some trickle here and there. But yeah, Nova, I don't expect to see struggling here.
No, I don't think you know, they didn't want to do a lot of investing on P1, and sure enough, that's why you saw the cluster strike come through. They wanted to sit back and just reap the rewards of racking up more kills. Right now, it's paying dividends here for the last 30 seconds of this objective time. And Zidium, they are not ashamed to go ahead and hop that P1. This is where they wanted to make their comeback any rate. So 3 seconds left. The rotation over to P2. Looking pretty solid. Afer's got stadium control. He does. Inferno loses a big gunfight, but Creed quickly there to get the trade. And just as soon as I make rotations over to whoever is up next, they drop. This is a bloodbath. And right now, 75-point advantage. A little higher, you know, give or take. And contesting heavily here on the staircase. Zidium finally able to get the break. And my question now is, are you going to be able to hold it? Because Creed is on a little bit of a war path. And anything that gets in his way has been shut down primarily just because the gunny is super hot. And that Peacekeeper, possibly one of the best ARs in the game right now.
Yeah, I mean, mid-range, Peacekeeper is actually quite solid. It does struggle in some of the longer range gunfights where the Kilo had previously reigned supreme. It almost more, in my opinion, takes almost the role of the CBR, right? It's a little bit slower on the mobility, but very good in the close range, very good in the medium range. So Definitely a gun that players should be comfortable with. If you want a little bit more of that run and gun play style, you're obviously going to be looking at the likes of the KSP right now is the kind of sub to have in hand. And you can see Kree, Says, they've all got it out on board. I believe Karma has a Peacekeeper as well. So 3 Peacekeepers coming through. Nope, actually he's switched to the KSP. Maybe he picked up a Peacekeeper earlier. I'm not entirely sure, but again, Nova, I'm kind of surprised that they're taking this game as seriously as they have been. And, you know, weeks past, you know, they're normally the team coming through and using what would be considered off-meta loadouts.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen plenty of off-meta earlier tonight, and right now this is, again, a matchup that deserves a lot of respect, and Nova, they're doing their darndest to just continue on with the grief and maintain their devastatingly high lead. And off the bat, it's 140 points that has grown out of it right here. 15 points left to grab on this P3, and scraps is all that Zidium has been able to maintain for the time being. Right now, they will be satisfied with getting that, but again, no early rotation to P4. This could be another upset, and possibly where we see this one in now. As you can see, Nova opted to make that rotation through. They say, I can't win off of P3 anymore. We're going to go ahead and give it up, and surely enough, 3 players in the hill off the bat. They're going to be highly contested. It is going to be a big gunfight for Neil. He's going to be able to win one, but he is going to get dropped. The cluster strike's going to come through, but is it enough time for Karma and Gang to make their break? It is going to be a contest. Storm tries to play his life. Karma, though, gets the backstab, gets the annihilator shots to 3-piece in the feed, but with nobody else being even remotely close, he's going to have to be the lone wolf for the time being.
All right, well, 12 points to go for the side of Nova. And guys, we would have done a listen-in with these teams, but I believe if I saw correctly from the admins, both teams opted out of listen-ins for today. So that's a little bit rough, but you know what? Maybe in the weeks to come, teams will be a little bit more graceful to their viewers. And Karma, I mean, he had a little bit of a tear here in the middle of the game, started fragging out. And he's full on streaks. He's got a drone, he's got a Goliath, and he's got a cluster. The question is, when your opponents have 8 points to use it, where and when do you use this? I mean, the cluster, obviously P1, but, I mean, the Goliath, we might be a little too late.
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing feat. I caught it firsthand. Literally single-handedly held down that P4 rotation and kind of kept it close, but when your opponent's is 5 seconds away, you're nowhere near this P1 objective. It just ain't gonna happen. 2 players hop the hill. The last point's gonna go in favor. Nova, they handle business, ladies and gentlemen, in a 250 to 138. Had Zidium started with that kind of momentum, we might have seen this one come down to the wire, but it wasn't a question about who was gonna win. It was about, you know, when was Nova gonna go ahead and close it out, and surely enough, just a hell of a game for a majority of the players there for Nova. Spy continuously up there in the top runnings, MVP spot, 41 on board. An absolute legend. 38 for Inferno. The hill time going to be split. No, Spy, he does both. 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Inferno, he was the flank. He was a man who was holding down the entirety of the lane control. He had all that on lockdown. That SKS in his hands, definitely a very powerful tool. And now we're moving on to a Search and Destroy day, where we've mentioned Zidium's Search and Destroy performance recently. I don't even think we need to make a comment. This is something that, you know, is definitely going to be just a nightmare if you're a Zidium fan.
I think a nightmare might be an understatement. I think Zidium actually performed better than I expected them to in the hardpoint. And now they've got to go up against Nova in Search and Destroy. And again, Nova is that team that we talk about week after week as far as consistency goes. Zidium has been anything but, right? You know, we've looked at these guys and said they've had opportunities, and they come in every week and ask us, are we still bad at Search and Destroy? And I'm going to give them the same answer. You have not done anything yet to prove to me that you are a good Search and Destroy team. We've definitely seen improvement, but you're going up against Nova, and I don't see that being a comfortable reality for any team in Europe, let alone a team that has struggled so much in Search and Destroy in the past. I don't know, maybe today's your pop-off day and you put up 5 rounds against Nova. Do I believe there's a reality where you beat Nova in Search and Destroy? Absolutely not. And that is just the raw truth.
Yeah, I mean, raw, uncut, reality, actuality, optimistic, definitely not. I'm gonna be honest with you. Zidium have been subpar in Search and Destroy. Even, you know, the lengths and strides that they have made to get better, they're still miles behind talents like Nova, like Animus, like AxiByte, like Cold, and this is where they struggle at. You can't have a series where you don't even have a competitive hardpoint and roll into a Search and Destroy like Standoff and expect to extend it to a Game 3 with this kind of intel. We'll see if they practice, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think there's necessarily the amount of practice that you could put in over the span of 1 weekend in order to make up for just the lack of awareness that comes around Search and Destroy performance for, you know, for the Zidium team. So we're going to get geared up for it. It is Search and Destroy on Standoff. And this could be the last game of this series, which was, I mean, this was a highlight matchup just because it's stage 4 previewed. But, I mean, let's be realistic. That was not even a close hardpoint.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think Zidium maybe got more points on board than I anticipated them to, but the KDA absolutely reflects a bit more what I thought it was going to look like. You had a 25 and 27 for Karma, a 24 and 32 for Says, 22 and 38 for Kree, 18 and 33 for Storm, and 19 and 34 for Aether. So Aether has been kind of the go-to for this team as far as Search and Destroy goes. So there's some opportunity. Maybe Aether has a better performance here and snags the team a couple rounds. But if I had to guess, this is probably anywhere from a 7-0 to a 7-3 in favor of Nova.
Woo!
I
think you're being generous with the 3. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I think 3 I think it's realistic because this is a stage 4 caliber team. They have potential to, you know, take 3 rounds off of Nova.
Oh God!
But at the same time, let's be realistic about it, man. Zidium have not been the best Search and Destroy team. This could be a 7-0. So I'm up to see a Game 3, Zidium. I'm not discounting you there. I'm just going to need you to see you put on just an absolute clinic in the Search and Destroy for it to happen, though.
Well, we got the info from our admins that we were waiting a couple minutes between that game. Not because a player had an internet issue, not because a player had to restart their device, not because there was a Discord issue or anything. Nope. Inferno had to change his loadout. So I think I'm going to be on board with watching Inferno off the start of this game when we get into it and see if maybe there's some not seriousness in the loadout that he so desperately had to make between Game 1 and Game 2 against a team that they had no right losing to in the first place.
All right. Well, we'll see who has, you know, a pop-off Search and Destroy. Obviously, Inferno had to change his class, so you mentioned that we're going to be spectating him off the rip because I'm sure he's got something brewing, and it's possibly going to be something troll-ish. I mean, the Search and the hardpoint didn't really require much effort from Nova to win. Obviously, they didn't choose off-meta loadouts. They chose to take it serious. The rotations were practically given away to them for free. Zidium need to tighten up on those P3, P4 rotations, and it clearly shown there in that hardpoint game. But we're moving on to hardpoint. That one's said and done. It's buried. Now we're gonna get geared up for the standoff. Second time's a charm? Question mark? Shaking my head. All of the above.
An SKS for Inferno.
Interesting. Totally not interesting.
Hex playing Warzone.
Precisely.
Oh. Maybe maybe an MK2? But I feel like he had that class already too, huh?
And he uses it in rank, but there it is. Did it get a nerf or a buff?
Nope. Don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is just Inferno wanting to pull it out and say, look, I'm playing ranked here, guys. We have 4 snipers in play for Nova. We've got an Arctic 50 for Spy.
Nice.
We've got the MK2 for Inferno, the
Nice.
DLQ for Neil and Saturns, and then you have Creed with the R90. Like, we have nothing that is blatantly consistent for Nova in this matchup. You know, not a single CBR, not a KSP, not a Peacekeeper. I mean, it is nothing but snipers and shotguns.
Ready for the next round.
I mean, isn't that consistently Nova, though?
It's consistently annoying to deal with.
Well, we'll see how annoying it gets now. Creed, the only person to be able to find a kill in that first round. A rock solid start here for Zidium. A little panic, a little chaos. We'll see if Nova can retaliate now as Inferno's dropped the MK2. He's got the DLQ in hand, and we've got a 4-1 split for sniper talent. And we got Creed with the hopper, the R9. I think Vague's been opting to use this a lot more recently, but I heard in his stream the other day, once you ADS, I mean, it's over with. Like, the amount of time it takes to do so. Oh, my God. Doesn't matter there. Put him on ice. Inferno's going to cap it off with a shot, and just like that, Nova, they strike back very quickly, and they even things out.
Enemy has dropped the bomb. Bomb spotted.
All right, well, Nova, they're our favorites to win this matchup, but even playing with 4 snipers, I certainly find them to be a talent to be able to do so. Spy, sticking to the Arctic 50, got concussed a bit there and ends up getting taken down by Kree. We're still looking at 4 snipers and a shotgun for the side of Nova here. Could be looking for some action out of Creed. Finds one, can't find the other, and that's going to be a kill traded out. Saturn's able to get a refrag to keep things at 3 versus 3, but Neil taking down Creed gives the advantage to Nova. Could be looking to take an advantage over their opponents in 2-1 fashion now.
Yeah, I mean, everything's happening so quickly, Day. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to catch on to what's going on. I missed shots from Saturns, and I turn around and I missed a shot from Inferno. What the actual hell? I'm trying to look at the mini-map. It just doesn't happen. I'm not that coordinated. Nonetheless, 2 rounds in a row of not being able to see everything that happened that one, the first one, where he couldn't help but miss or catch Creed because he was literally inside of the A site, clearing a path just absolutely brutally with the blunt force trauma that comes through from a R9 hopper hit. Just Neil and Spy combining there for 2. Inferno gets the deagle shot. There, I'm missing everything, bro. Dang.
I'll tell you what, for spectating and search and destroy, the minimap is like your best friend. You keep an eye out on rotations. You can kind of see who's getting ready to collapse on who and give you a little bit of that strong prediction game. So be on the lookout. Karma, the hop up here, could be looking for a shot onto possibly Spy, but dips back away from the hop up and is now rotating backside along with Says. It's a 2 versus 4 and a retake that is not looking good going up against a team like Nova.
I mean, not looking good's one way of saying it, but and then you got Spy who reinforces that statement. The Arctic 50 in his hands, just as good. I didn't miss that one. I caught the first one from the receiving end. The second one, I couldn't help but give him a little bit of limelight. Certainly, it paid off. 5 kills on board for Spy. Haven't seen this Arctic loadout since Space used it 2.5 years ago. I know, that's when the game came out, chat. I understand it. That is basically when I started to see this thing pop off. And it is lethal in his hands as well now. Spy, gonna get a little greedy, gonna get taken down. Gonna be alright. He'll live to see the next round. Nonetheless, 3-1 in lead in favor of Nova. And Neo putting on some shots for himself. The wall bangs. Okay. Creed gonna find one on Karma. Now it's down to Afer and Cree himself. With 1 minute and 30 on the clock. Not a lot of panic here for Nova to close this one out too.
Nope, and this is about what we expected. You know, I made the prediction right at the start of this. This is probably going to be anywhere from a 7-0 to a 7-3. Well, we've got one of those rounds on board for the side of Zidium, but that's about all they've had going now. Granted, a couple of the rounds have been close. We've also got a side flip coming after the next round, so we'll have to see what happens there because Says and Afer have been the ones keeping Zidium in this game, at least for the search. And Karma currently sitting on a 1-5. Not the best performance, but you know what? Again, they're going up against Nova. This is kind of what we expect at this point. We're at a 2v2. Aether actually able to clutch up a couple kills there. It's now Neil, last alive. Kree's going to take him down. Just enough time for the bomb plant to come through. And it's going to be a second round now.
There we go. Well, there we go. Zidium keeping it tight. Nice. We're on the defense. This will be the last time they get to do it here before we flip sides. And sure enough, Zidium coming through with a big, massive 2v3 retake. Didn't even drop a single casualty along the way there. Perfect coordination from the squad. However, perfect coordination from Karma. The nade shot lands, but it's Inferno who strikes just as quickly. Say's going to get on board. Kree going to get on board. Say's going to get dropped before he goes. He finds 2, and it's down to 1. Karma left all on his own. Bomb's nowhere in sight for Creed or Neil, and right now it's a recovery game. They're looking to find that last player, a little hide-and-seek action, and Karma just looking to play his life. We'll see how it pans out now. A minute 20 on the clock. Scramble over. Neil's going to pick it up, the bomb, which didn't make it quite past the broken wall. And surely they're going to be able to get the deed done here right on this B site. Planting for both Deli Door and the top side of Granny's. This is a W plant. Even under circumstances like this, they hold that core. And surely enough, we'll see if it pays off. Karma, though, 1v2 style. What do you got in the tank? Show us what you got. Making a lot of noise, ain't he?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, definitely ain't making use of dead silence right now. That is for sure. Neil gonna find a couple shots, but it's Creed coming through with KSB across the map. Does pick up the kill. It's now 4-2. This is, again, just what we expect out of Nova at this point. And, Zidium, they've, got maybe one more round that they could find. At least that was my initial instinct coming into this matchup. And they've definitely had some opportunities where Aether specifically clutched up a big round for the team. So it's definitely doable. But we've only got 3 more to go for the side of Nova, and they close things out in 2-0 fashion if they're able to pick up the win here. Does look like Saturn's has maybe switched on over to the Bison, giving the team a little bit more flexibility, but gets taken down off the rip. And now Creed's here for the refrag, but Creed is able to find Spy. 2 for 1 trade in favor, but oh my goodness. This is just every time you start mentioning a death, someone else dies.
Yeah, I think that's what I was struggling with earlier. I think trying to find the right person, it just wasn't happening right here. As we see the gap getting closed round by round, we flip sides and a little bit more confidence for Zidium, and it shows. They have closed it down to 1 round. Certainly could put it up some sizable numbers to do so. Spy gonna get caught out lacking right there. The jump up not favorable. Karma, old bread and butter spot right there. He caught Saturn's last round. Surely enough, he catches Spy this round. Now Saturn's trying to get a little bit of revenge, but can't overextend right here. That Arctic, probably not the best selection, but Spy standing firm by. He's got 5 on board. And just like that, Nova kind of falling to pieces. It is going to be Karma, Storm, and Says looking to take down the Titans and Inferno and Saturn's. Well, Saturn's, he hasn't been much of a Titan today. He's only got 2 on board, and he's certainly not going to find a 3rd before he drops. Now, Inferno, that's how Dead Silence is used, Karma. Take note. Is going to creep his way right inside the cubby, and there is nobody that knows. Say's going to try and get this bomb plant down. Inferno going to get a free one. Looks for the 2-piece. He's going to bite on board the Egan Chew. Storm's going to get credit for the kill. Karma's going to get some damage to go along with it. And yet again, Day, we're tied. It's 4-4. I'm not really going to congratulate Zidium just yet because they haven't won for 1. And for 2, this isn't Nova doing what Nova does. This is Nova
We ran 4 snipers. We've now got a Chicom out for Inferno. Like, this is this is like legitimate. Is that a Chicom?
Yeah, it was.
Maybe it's not.
No, it's AFR. It's AFR 556. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is Nova absolutely not taking their opponents seriously. So that is a big factor here. So Coach GG, if you're in chat, I'm still gonna say no to the answer to your question. But again, we're watching your rotations. I think you guys have improved in Search and Destroy, but it is still just marginally, in my opinion. You're largely on the back of Says right now, who's 10 kills on board. You got a couple other players that are doing all right, but nobody else really standing up against the side of Nova. Now, granted, Nova is also mostly Creed coming through, rocking the R90 Hopper, and he picks up the 5th round for the team there. And only 2 more to go now for the side of Nova to come through with a victory. And you know, I heard you were using the Bison the other day too. I didn't really get to watch the games and kind of firsthand see how it fried, but it sounded like you were kind of enjoying it.
No, I didn't use the Bison. I used the PPSH, and I don't.
Oh, that's what you used. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I should have probably used the Bison because it got I don't know how much of a buff it got, but I heard it's pretty OP. I don't have the KSP unlocked, and that's primarily why I didn't use it. So I'm waiting for that one to get unlocked so I can, you know, showcase my talents with it. But the PPSH, one of my favorites. I bought the legendary skin when it first came out and was highly disappointed with how bad I was with it. Seeing Jez use it versus me using it completely different. And Creed might be one of the best shotgunners in all of EU. 15 on board, man, is making him hot with these shots. Gonna be able to find another. I thought the round was over because he moved so slowly afterwards, but it is not gonna happen. He's gonna get shut down. Storm last alive. He catches Saturn's off guard, and it's a 1v1. Neil, DLQ in hand, trying to make something happen. 55 seconds through the window of the car. He's out in the open. Gonna be able to get through a mid-box tank. Now it is going to be Storm trying to get the push, and I don't know if this is the right read from him. We'll see if he can get this bomb down, maybe. He's looking for Neil, and Neil is nowhere to be found. Sure enough, he's going to round the corner. Neil's going to get the shot to land, and that was a well-rotated play from Neil, and a poorly read one from Storm, who was out looking for trouble, and sure enough, he found it.
Yep, definitely did. And now Nova, they are on not only map point, but they are on match point as well. And Neil starting this round off looking for a wall bang. Couldn't quite get it to connect. But you have to be a little bit worried for the side of Zidium here. They've had a lot to prove for a long time. They've gotten better, but I just am not on board with them being better enough to defeat Nova. Inferno going to find one onto Says. Nice little headshot.
Oh, my.
Ooh, oh, Inferno.
No way you let him get this defuse off. Thank you, Aver. Inferno, nobody was literally in gas station, and my guy got the read of a lifetime. But Storm and Aver, they're trying to collect the pieces. Well, make that just Storm. Aver does take one before he goes. 7 on board for Storm himself. Trying to close this one out. Nova, they only have one player left to deal with, and with Saturn's on the prowl and Neil holding back in the cut, they're looking to deal damage with Storm. He's got a little bit of a rotation for him. The bomb's not in his possession. And I don't know if Nova know exactly where it's at, but based off of the pinch scenario that could happen, Storm doing a decent job of the reads, making it all the way through the spawn site. So 45 seconds on the clock, pressure riding high here for Storm. Need a round to extend this game. Need 2 to take it to overtime, but gotta settle for this one. Gotta find the victory here. Gotta find these last 2 players or get this bomb plant down before he is recognized. And with only 27 seconds left, there is not very many hopes for him to complete the 1v2 clutch.
We got the bomb.
All right, well, Storm, KSP in hand. He's got 7 kills on board. It's definitely doable, but it is certainly not going to be an easy one. And, well, homie, you might have wanted to check that kind of angle before you just laid down and went for the plant. Neil, going to take him off from the tank, and that's going to be the 7-3 win coming through solid for Nova Esports. So, Zidium did find an extra round over what I predicted earlier, but again, this is not a Nova that took this game seriously to any degree. They played the first handful of rounds with basically a full team sniping, and of course, that is not what we expect out of Nova when they're playing the best of their best. You certainly have good snipers on this team. You certainly have players that have the ability to run the shotgun, but largely this team is usually going to be looking at maybe 2 snipers in Neil and Inferno. Other times you'll see, you know, like we did here today, Neil with a snipe and Inferno with the SKS. Everyone else is going to be in usually that AR or SMG playstyle. So great game for Creed coming through. 16 kills on board for him. Say's MVP of Zidium came through with 12 kills of his own, but it just wasn't quite enough to get Zidium through a search and destroy against Nova.
No, I completely agree. I think the search and destroy performance wrapped up in a bundle for Zidium is that last round where Inferno literally ran all the way through the back alley, made it successfully around to the factory site, took a few shots inside of Granny's, and nobody turned around. What the hell was that? And then Inferno gets up top factory and gets a nasty 3-piece before he's finally taken down. That's a problem. You've got to be able to hold the basic angles in the points of contact where you know if you allow someone to come through on a 3-lane map like that, they are going to make you pay. Sure enough, Inferno did stay alive to complete the round, but I mean, if you're successful at making that rotation through unnoticed and unshot at, and I mean, that was such just a disrespectful play from Inferno. He should not have even been able to made it out past gas station at that point. There's a problem for Zidium, and they need to figure it out. They only got about a little under 3 weeks to make something happen. But that's going to take us off of this series and back to the host desk, where we are going to be joined by the lovely Deanna. Nova, they did Nova things. They pulled out some Nova tricks in the search and destroy, but overall, they handled business 2-0 fashion. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Well, I kind of know. Like, I kind of know. I said I do enjoy watching Nova. Nova always comes through with a win most of the times. Okay, we saw the games that they had actually, so they won most of them. We see the points that they have every week, so they always come through with a win if they are not like trolling too much. We do see, as you guys know, Nova always come and handling business, okay, but they handling it with some trolling too. I did enjoy watching the hardpoint, and obviously the S&D was very nice. Xitium needs to improve a little bit in S&D. I do remember you guys keep saying this, so I did saw that too. Maybe in the future they're gonna have an improvement, or they're gonna take it. They're gonna have better chances. But again, Nova is a very, very strong team. They have a big consistency. You guys say it every time. So it's very hard to win against Nova, against Animus, and so on. They are very powerful teams in my opinion. But anyways, it was a great matchup, a 2-0. It was very good. I did enjoy watching it. We are trying to get a short break, and we're gonna prepare ourselves for the last matchup of tonight, and it's gonna be Apophis versus paniQ. So we're gonna hear a word from our sponsor, and we're gonna be right back.
You and Atlas, building the promise of tomorrow. Target を捕捉。位置を確認して。行くわよ。
But guys, we did have a short break. Obviously, we needed to sort out our players in the lobby. And we are ready for the last game of tonight. It's gonna be Apophis versus paniQ. Day, do you have any predictions?
You know, that's a good question. Because we haven't really got to see a ton of either of these teams. I would say... I would certainly say that we have a little bit of an advantage with the likes of one team at least has players that we've seen in Mobile Mayhem in the past to at least a degree. Now, I think both players definitely have some key players to look out for, especially Apophis. So, you know, we've got the likes of Zorky, who we've seen before. We've got Bison, who we've seen before. We've got iLub, who we've seen before. And Vengeance, who we've seen before. But for the opposition, Lowly actually kind of popped off last week a little bit. So we'll see what they bring to the table here. And, you know, hopefully we'll have a good game here. Maybe we'll get another game 3 tonight. That would be kind of baller. We'll have to see moving forward, but... I think overall I got to I think I gotta go with paniQ probably. If I had to guess, probably paniQ, yeah.
How about you, Verdict?
No, I think I gotta roll
under the bus.
I don't think I can throw Day under the bus on this one. I think he's got a pretty accurate response to, you know, your question. I think I've got to fall in line. I think paniQ take this one. I think we have a potential for a game 3, but it's primarily on the backs of how well this hardpoint goes through. And speaking of hardpoints, Deanna, I've got the best of 3 screen up, and this rotation actually looks pretty superior to some of the ones we've seen today.
So we do have a hardpoint on slams, followed by an S&D on standoff, and if we're gonna get the third game, it's gonna be a control on rain. We do have Purifier and Sparrow banned, and Summit and Takeoff banned too.
You know what that means? That means we're going to be back in the booth. The game's starting up. Deanna is going to be joining us right after this series to wrap up this this day that has been pretty solid in Denominate. We've had some ups and downs this stream. We had one series go the distance, but is this going to be the second? Is it going to be the outlier? Are we going to see that game 3 control yet again, or are we going to see this one closed out in 2? Time will tell, my friend. We're going to go ahead and hop into the action. We are in the slums of Panama now, and this first hardpoint is a ring full of sunshine and joy, right? Wrong. It's a sweat fest. And right now, there are nobody safe on the objective. 3 kills come in through, and Lowly is already starting to cook it up right now.
All right, well, he was my player to watch for this team, and, you know, I think Apophis definitely has some potential, but again, paniQ has a little bit more of the experience that they bring to the table, as well as has Slayers of their own, so we'll see. I'm a little confused on, Crack has the CBR out. Is it still usable? Probably, but do I think it's the best weapon to be using here today? Probably not. As well as, for the opposition, we've got some Bison, and we have some QQ9 in the mix still.
Yeah, I mean, the QQ9, I played it on my stream yesterday when I was getting my COD Mobile grind back on, and I noticed it didn't have a headshot multiplier, which was kind of weird, but this damage, it's 4-shot. I get the rate of fire is pretty high, but let's be fair. They are plenty of better options. The GKS, the KSP. Me personally, I love the PPSH. It's, you know, large mag to start things off with. The Bison is back. And right now, it's a miss. I think we see Kilo in the hands of Lub, which is another miss. I think if you're not making the move to the Peacekeeper, you're missing out. And right now, it is going to be paniQ with a little bit of a lead right there.
It still does a little better than the Peacekeeper at longer ranges. So
yeah, but this map...
Yeah, let's say slums, I do got to agree with you there that that is probably not the right play.
All right, well, right or not, it's paying out perfectly for paniQ. They've got the lead. They got the rotations over. They got 2 drones in the air at the same time. at the same time. Yeah, you get the picture. It is at the same dang time. And I don't know if this is a hit or a miss so far. It's a miss. It's got to be a miss, right?
Yeah, the overlap had to be a miscommunication if I had to guess. You get 2 streaks like that early on, you're going to want to stagger those. You're going to want to get benefit on more than one site. So that's a bit of a misplay that hopefully they'll take note of. I'm sure there was probably some clunking heads in the VC at that point where they were like, yeah, I got my drone up. And someone else was probably like, but I've got my drone up. And hopefully that's something they'll work on for the future. But right now, as you mentioned, Lowly was popping off the start. Well, that has slowed down a little bit, sitting on a 6 and 8, and it has instead been a do coming through. 10 kills on board, 10 and 7 to be exact. But we've also got Bison on a 10 and 8, and Vengeance on a 19 and 4.
You didn't even get to see. Look. Right when they popped off that Annihilator, granted it was well after the time for the drones to be very fluent with a Annihilator wallbang. Vengeance got a collat with one of the shots and didn't miss a single one. I think they got 7 on board off of that. You talking about high profit from an Annihilator operator is certainly devastating here if you are if you're an Apophis fan, because right now they're in the blender and there is no signs of life at the moment. We're going to go ahead and get queued up for our first listen in. We're going to go ahead and jump in with paniQ. We're going to see how the magic is made now as we are going to go ahead and dive into their VCs.
Have me, don't worry.
Nobody?
Mid. Don't worry about me,
I will try.
One brick.
Nice. I'm gonna wait for blue. Let's go control. Blue control.
Blue dead.
J'ai vision.
Vas-y, va avec eux, Vengeance. Je garde le point.
Nobody blue.
Oh,
One
hi,
point.
the stream. Hi, the streamer.
He's dead.
Dead. One dead.
One back.
Pushing bricks.
Police car. He's pushing bricks.
One brick.
Pushing bricks. Right now.
One more brick. Nice.
Bricks.
One more.
Want some bricks.
Certainly devastating here if you are.
One more bricks.
Alright, I had to bounce out of there, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. They have a stream pulled up in the background. There's nothing more cringe than you to hear my voice in the background as they're playing, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Look.
But you know what? The homies are giving you them watch hours, okay?
Yeah. I appreciate the support, but I don't want to be casting you and then be doing listen-ins just to hear you in the background, listening to me, listening to you.
And, chat, that is one of the reasons that we do run a delay here for Mobile Mayhem, just to make sure. In a hard point, it's probably not going to make a big difference, but you don't want someone creeping around the map in search and destroy, last alive, and with only like a second or two delay, people be able to pop open the stream and get that information. So definitely a smart play. But right now, paniQ are absolutely running shop. About to cross the 190-point mark. There's not enough time for them to win on this hill, but they can get it so close. And Vengeance got a cluster coming in. He's got another Dragonfire as well. It's going to give them more opportunities to make break when rotating over to next. Pulls out the Annihilator, but gets taken down by Lowly. Fortunately, didn't pull the trigger, so not a full reset for Vengeance here.
No, it's not, but Lowly, he's earned a little bit of streaks, and certainly streak for streak, the cluster will add a 10-time more value on this point now as they are able to extend their lead. And again, it is going to be Apophis trying to make their comeback, but with only 15 seconds left, they're not enough to close the gap even by a small margin. One player left on the point, that's Psychos and a dude. They're trying to make their way across map, and they are not having very much success. Crack now going to be able to pull out the Annihilator. We'll see if he can find any success here as Vengeance pulled it out here. Earlier, it was disgusting, homie. Bison's going to pop his. This is how you properly use the drone. You get it in the air, you pop off a few shots, you let the Annihilators do the work. You've got to hit those. I don't know what the hell that was, Bison. 29 on board for Vengeance himself, and the spawns, that's a 2-piece right there. Line him up, knock him down. You stack up in laundry, you will die. 31 now for Vengeance, as we see Zorky pulling out his 2. They are holding off the push. They are holding off the pressure, and not a single bit of sweat dripping on any of these players, with the exception of Lowly, who's trying to make something happen. The Okar, absolutely brutalizing, but again, not enough for the break, and only 2 seconds needed. That's going to be an easy one there for the boys over at paniQ, and a hell of a way to start this series off.
Yeah, definitely was Verdict, and you know, we were leaning on the side of paniQ to come through with the with a stronger game here, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be that much stronger, but they came through with an absolutely convincing win. And for Vengeance to hit not only 1 but 2 collaterals with the Annihilator in that game is definitely at least something that he can, you know, look back and brag about. But we had a couple players put up some respectable kills on the side of Apophis as well. SSV came through with 25. He had 23 for Lowly, 21 for Mosca, 19 for Adu, and 9 for Psycho. So we got to kick that gun skill up a bit. For the side of paniQ, we had Vengeance all the way up at 35, 10 above the top frag of Apophis. You also had Bison on a 27, also beating out the top frag of Apophis. Zorky, a respectable 22. Crack and iLub were a little bit behind with 12 kills on board apiece, but you know what? Crack put up almost 3 minutes on the hill. iLub, not sure what you were doing, homie, but the 12 and 27, you gotta take the same message I gave Psychos. I'm sorry, but
bro plays with his toes that series
or what, but yeah. With your team frying the way they are, I don't no hill time either, like 21 seconds, but man, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah, it was more than rough, bro. It was brutal to watch, but we're going to be moving over to Search and Destroy on standoff now. We're getting geared up for our second and potentially our last game of the night. Is we do go ahead and spam that start button. That's right. It is going to be a standoff map to bring it down. I've got to say, this one had potential to potentially see a game 3, but after watching that Slums Hardpoint, bro, it was not even close. 1-0 lead in favor of paniQ, and here we go. We're gearing up for it. Vengeance, ready the F up, bro. Let's go. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's the one.
All right. Well, if I had to guess, this is probably going to be a 2-0 in favor of paniQ, assuming we actually get them to connect to the lobby. Right now, it's just iLub and Bison, so 3 players on the team loading in a little bit slow. Here's Vengeance coming on in. You're going to still be waiting for those other 2. But again, paniQ just won a large majority of their gunfights, so that's definitely something that they have going for them. Looks like Zorky has now connected, and we're waiting on just 1 more from paniQ. And we got a shovel for iLub.
We'll allow it. It's got a nice camo too, the synthetic flare. It's kind of dope. There we go. 5 players in, 5v5. We'll see how it pans out now as we're getting geared up for it. Search and Destroy on standoff. We'll see if it's a little bit of a closer matchup that we saw in Slums, man. That was, I mean, let's be real. That was
brutal.
That's probably an understatement. We'll see how it goes, though. Adu now looking to hold the 4 down here on this A site. And right now, I mean, the Q is respawn sniping?
Or is sniping. I didn't mean to say respawn. I don't remember seeing him snipe in the past.
Yeah. Love's a phenomenal sniper. Clearly better than he is with the gunny, because bro couldn't hit. Bro, 12 and 27? That's tough. Vengeance gonna be able to get his wig split right there. Yeah, maybe so. Psychos, or not Psychos, but Mosca rather, gonna be able to find first blood, and we'll see how
Oh, you see him. What? There you go, Love. All right, the first one, I'm gonna give you credit. It should have hit. It didn't, but the jump shot after connects, gets the headshot. takes down a dude. Bison, not using the Bison, but takes down the Lowly. Now that leaves Psychos, Mosca, and SSV left alive, and, well, Crack is going to come through and start to shut that down even further. It's now a 2 versus 4 in favor of paniQ.
Yeah, well, Crack kills, homie. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it is certainly something that we...
Wow.
SSV, Nade, in this predicament, bro, that was not the play, homie. Dead. Cold blood. 1 round in favor of paniQ.
All right, well, first round does come through. paniQ looking to pick themselves up 20 points here for today. Obviously, we mentioned earlier they were sitting down a fair bit under Cold, and Cold got shut down a little bit today. Their win streak has finally started to narrow off a little bit, but you know, the points that we've got to recover on the side of paniQ is absolutely still going to be huge. Again, they're sitting down 45 points below Cold right now with not a lot of time left to make something happen. Let's see, we've got today, so 1, 2, 3, 4 more days of the main season to come through and possibly get an opportunity to get some balls rolling here.
All right, well, balls rolling here in this round. First blood comes through. Adu doing his best right now, and that's going to be Vengeance yet again. Killless and drop dead for first blood. Love trying to get the refrag. Not going to get anything in sight. 2 players directly on the site effectively over at A. 1 in the middle of the map. Crack kills again. It is going to be in the form of Adu getting Deagled to death. Deagle's drop. Now the Peacekeeper is going to be in hand. The push towards the A site. They clear the site out almost instantly. And with Mosca holding down the fort on the backside of the map, Lowly trying to get the pinch. We'll see how it pans out now as it's a 2v4 scenario. A little under 40 seconds, Dave.
All right, well, definitely an opportunity. A 2v3 is definitely a recoverable scenario. Got Lowly, one of the top players for this team alive, but it is going to be Bison coming through the kill on Mosca. Lowly going to pick Lub off the heady there. Nice little one-tap with the SKS, but ends up walking right into the irons of Zorky. It's going to be a 2-0 lead now for the side of paniQ. They're definitely looking to grab some points here. This would bump them up in the standings quite a fair amount. They would be sitting down only 25 behind Cold, and again, with 4 days left, that's a potential of grabbing 80 points. Now, I haven't looked at the schedule enough to know who they play and who Cold plays, but, you know, that is for us to talk about in the weeks coming.
I think one thing you also got to completely, you know, keep in perspective, too, is Zidium is sitting on the cusp of being that they're actually 6th seed with 60 points. So technically, they're only 40 points behind.
Yeah,
but
that's right. You're right.
That would also require a head-to-head to be a deciding factor. Granted, Zidium don't get any points moving forward. I just don't see that being the case. I'm taking a look at the scheduling. Zidium actually have a... Yeah.
Zidium plays Axibite on Thursday.
They don't have these 2 buys.
And then they play Animus. No, they play Animus.
Well, and then they got...
a bye.
A bye in the last week. That's tough.
So they play Axibite. There is a real chance that Zidium doesn't grab points. paniQ plays Vendetta. paniQ plays Cold. And then they have a bye. So, man. That could be interesting.
Well, we'll see if paniQ can complete this 2-0 sweep and put them names in the hat for a potential playoff bid. Right now, it's looking pretty solid. Psychos and Adu, though. We'll see if they can clutch it up for the team, put themselves on board for a point for themselves. Psychos, you just got world starred, homie. That was... Oh, gross. Crack kills twice. My God. 3 rounds in a row in a clutch 1v2 style from Crack himself.
All right, well, starting off our round 4 here, it is looking like this could possibly be a very fast search and destroy coming through for paniQ. Bison going to open up with first blood, takes down Adu. Too bad he didn't have reflexes like the Grand Priest to match his profile picture, but you know what? Crack comes through, takes the kill onto SSV as well. Now that's a 2 opening pick. Make it 3 as Zorky takes down Lowly. That leaves Psychos and Mosca last alive. Mosca's going to find 1. Might be looking for 2 here. Can't quite find the shot to connect. And with Crack taking down Psychos, that leaves Mosca last alive. 3 kills on board, looking to take on both Bison and Crack at 8 and 1 apiece is one thing, but couldn't even make it that far to face those 2 demons. And that is going to be another kill coming through for Isla.
Yeah, Crack strikes thrice last round. That was... Woo! He is heating up, baby. On fire. Certainly we'll be able to see if he can continue this rate of terror. And right now it is some Crack gameplay coming out of him. 8 kills deep. Zorky gonna strike fast, gonna strike quick. Quickly return though. SSV looking for more. He's gonna find Lub. Vengeance gonna be able to get the trades though. It's 2 for 2. And Zorky now making the rotation through. Mosca. Not a single bit of nervousness in that shot, man. It is just clear, walked right into it. Crack and Vengeance are trying to reel it back. Vengeance has not had success with the sniper this time around. He has opted to go ahead and pull out the Peacekeeper in this loadout. Probably not the dub that you would expect, but hey, it's doing much better and already twice as much better than the sniper did for him.
All right, well, Vengeance, last alive, is going to walk right into Mosca, who's going to pick up the kill. He not only picks up the kill, but picks up the first round in favor of Apophis. Is this the momentum that they need to get rolling? Well, hopefully so. Mosca is trying his hardest, got 6 kills on board. You've got 3 apiece for Adu, Lowly, and SSV. And Psychos, man, got to turn the Jets on for this one. It's on an 0-5 right now, definitely trailing behind the rest of the lobby. Mosca got hit with a grenade there, but is going to survive. And you know who's not? Is Adu, who once again gets taken down by Bison. Puts up kill number 9 on board. He's 9 and 2 right now, so leading the lobby in kills and KD.
Yeah, 9-2. Bison put on a clinic. Vengeance trying to pick up the slack. Psychos gets on board. Free kill for Psychos. Vengeance slow peeking with the FHA. Probably not the best move. Bad thing is you're the last one alive and you just picked up your first kill this time around. Bison? He SMRS'd himself.
SMRS'd himself,
yeah. He blew up the van. The environmental certainly can go either way, but 5-1 in favor of none other than paniQ. There's not a bit of fear here for them to pick up the 2-0. We'll flip sides. We'll see if they have a stronger defense to go along with that 5-1 lead.
All right, well, it would be a long, hard-fought comeback out of the side of Apophis, but Zorky's going to open up at the first blood, takes down Psychos. Does get refragged out by SSV, though, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, and I gotta say, Zorky for Psychos in this matchup, a player that's 1-7 for a player that was, at the time, 5-3, is a hell of a trade left and right, and Bison finds 1, was looking for Adu as well, but couldn't quite get that last bullet to connect, and Adu's going to make it out alive. It's now Mosca and Adu left alone in a 2 versus 2 against Crack and Vengeance. Only 3 kills for Vengeance. I mean, he came through and fragged out in the hard point, but is not having the best search and destroy right now. Just as I say that, finds a clean kill onto Mosca. That leaves Adu now alone. It's a 1 versus 2, 4 kills on board, rocking the QQ9. See if he's able to clutch this one up. I think it's going to be difficult, but he definitely hears one player running in front of him. I think Vengeance had the hop and saw him there, though?
Yeah, he did. He tried to line it up and knock it down. Oh, the hit marker from Pain. That's going to be another Crack striking again. 9 on board, been cold for the past few rounds. Finally gets a freebie right there in the form of the hit marker coming through for Vengeance. Vengeance best served by a Crack. I don't know if that works out. But 6-1. I don't want to touch that one.
I'm going down that path.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, this is map point here. This is match point.
Bad today, homie.
Yeah, we're down bad, homie. We're down bad.
All right, well, SSV's pushed on up towards a barrel here and is possibly going to rotate out in front of iLub here. Could be getting a little bit of a haircut if he does. Also got Crack at the corner here. Bison rotating up from behind. Can't quite find the bullets to connect. Pushes on up to Psychos. Psychos gets kill number 2 on board with the L-Car. This is looking like another round actually going to come through for the side of Apophis here. Yeah, Zorky gets taken down. 3 players left standing that round for the side of Apophis, and you know, maybe they'll have a little bit more of an opportunity now that they're on the offense. They've actually won a couple of the rounds so far here, but not enough convincingly to me think that they're still necessarily in this game. I mean, we're talking you've got to win 4 in a row just to get overtime locked in, let alone you've got to win 2 more at that point to close the game out. 6 in a row when you were down 6-1? I don't know, man.
That's a large ask. We'll see if anybody can fulfill the order right now. It is Mosca putting on a bit of a snipe battle right now. 8 kills deep. You got Bison, who is in enemy territory. Might get the drop on him. Mosca, 1 shot, dead. Your top frag, your carry, he's down, he's out. You're down a player as well. With that, the 4v3, 1:18 on the clock. Bison doesn't take his own life right there with that SMRS shot, and thankfully so. It's a 3v3. SSV finally going to come through with his 8th. Evens things up with Mosca, and he's in a pretty stout position. We'll see if he can capitalize being in enemy's territory. Right now, the B plant is for free, and I don't know if Adu is going to get the job done. Sure enough, Bison gets to trade, but at the expense of it being a 1v2, 45 seconds on the clock. Why is the bomb not down, Adu? Okay, they're going to circle back. They're going to make the read. They want to get the A-side plant. Didn't plan for boxes. We'll see how they play it.
Well, let Bison circle back to you is possibly what we have going on here. He sees at least 1 making the crossover. He gets a glimpse of Adu on the heady here as well. Finds a couple crisp shots, but has to be a little bit careful. That van is now on fire. I don't know if they saw him make the slide past. Sav maybe has a hunch. Your position is revealed. Bison, this is not the gunfight you want to challenge. That was dumb, but you know what? It's okay. Everyone's allowed to make a bad play once in a while, huh?
Sure. 6-3. Got to be flawless from here on out. And so far, 2 rounds in a row, they've locked and loaded it in. They're locked in, Day. This might be the comeback. This might be that Game 3 opportunity. This might be paniQ selling the bag. Psychos, nade shot. It lands. Lub's down. Vengeance trying to get the strike back. It's not going to get the info. Wallbang's not going to come through. The hit's on A. And SSV is going to be the one accompanying the bomb carrier. Free kill for S. Why are you reloading? Thank you. Vengeance down. 3 players left standing. And the Dream still alive.
All right, well, it's now looking at a 2 versus 3. Apophis, they might be climbing their way back into this one. Bison slides up. Another gunfight lost. SSV, lowly, takes down Zorky in the background as well. And we've now found a solid 3 in a row rounds for the side of Apophis. It's still going to be difficult because they've got to find 4 more to win this one without going too deep into overtime. And I certainly think when they switch back on over to the defense, it's going to be an uphill battle for them. Bison opens up with kill number 17. First blood, the environmental onto Lowly. It is now making a push on back through gas. Could get a good flank here, but does have to worry about Mosca, who is watching the gas station here. Ooh, he got the cross safely. Mosca looking for a reposition here. Does have an RUS in hand as well. Must have picked that up from his buddy Lowly. Bomb plant does come through, Riddick.
Yeah, I think your camos aren't downloaded. He's got an L-car in his hand. It looks like an RUS, but it's certainly a secondary. Sure is. Bison, the back stab, the flank. You knew it was coming. Still didn't anticipate it. SSV, MP5, QQ9 in hand. It ain't happening, homie. Zorky gonna get the defuse. That is murder, she wrote.
That's kind of weird that the L-car defaults to an RUS skin and not a default pistol skin or something.
Well, it's an RUS, right? It's a pocket RUS.
I mean, yeah, but it's in the pistol category, so that's...
Game file says it's an RUS, so it's an RUS.
It does. It does.
All right, it is said and it is done. The 2-0 paniQ keeping the dream alive for a top 6 seed spot available. And homies, they look pretty damn good going against Apophis right there. What is in that statement? Bison top frags, big boy carries, put on a very good show. 18 deep, Zorky with 10, crack kills 10 times out of the chances he had. Certainly a very well distributed kill, feed below Bison, but Bison clearly standing out amongst the rest. And our day has came to an end. Deanna is going to join us back in the host desk. What a broadcast! Who all had fun? Who's still here hanging? Who's the real ones? How did you enjoy it, D?
Oh, I loved it. We did not have any DQ today, so we had all matchups here. All the teams came, did their job right. They played. It was actually quite fun. We did have a couple of broadcasts before where we did not had all the team join, so I'm very happy when I see teams coming and actually playing for it, obviously, because they sign up to come and not leave us without the game before. But anyways, I did enjoy watching the hardpoint. Apophis did kind of struggled in the hardpoint against paniQ. Now again, I did saw paniQ playing before, and I did kind of saw that they are a little bit stronger than Apophis. Now again, this could change in time, but we did saw the hardpoint was in favor of paniQ, and then the SND, even if we saw a little bit of like life, as you guys say sometimes, in Apophis, paniQ came through and actually managed to win the matchup and get a 2-0 today. It was a good day. I'm actually very happy, and we were all cool kids because we had sunglasses.
That's right. Even Day's got sunglasses on. It was a W stream.
Exactly.
Chet harassed us at the beginning, but guess
I
what?
wore a helmet for half of the stream.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And Chet harassed us for half the stream too, and we didn't care. We stood firm by our decision. We had fun.
Exactly.
I enjoyed it. I don't think this day
I
would
had
have.
fun.
Yeah, that's all that matters, right? Chat, we don't care how much of Debbie Downers you guys want to be. You know, we're going to enjoy ourselves regardless, right? Just like we're going to have a broadcast every Tuesday and Thursday during the regular season and playoffs. We're going to have, some kind of life sparked inside of that. And I think it was a W call for whoever made the decision to wear sunglasses today.
Exactly. Who came with the idea was a genius. Is a genius.
Are you patting yourself on the back right now, Werdict?
No, it was your idea. Damn it, Dave.
I want a pair of sunglasses. It definitely wasn't my idea.
Look, I just thought I watched the CDL and I was like, hey, we should do sunglasses one broadcast, and I think we should incorporate it into the regular season at least one day. Maybe spark it up and we'll have theme. You know what? I'm getting out of hand. What didn't get out of hand was the results of the day, and I gotta say, everything that we thought would happen happened, with the exception of the Cold Series. Nothing that we expected to happen happened there. It was a 2-1 win. It was the AxiByte upset in the Surge, and then following up with a very dynamic control performance. 2-0s across the board across everyone else, though. Animus gets the dub, Nova gets the dub, paniQ come through and grief the hell out of Apophis. A little bit of a fight in the Search and Destroy towards the end, but that was about it. That was about as close as it got, right?
Yes, it did. But overall, it was good, right? I do enjoy being here with you guys, both. You guys are amazing, obviously, and you're the best, as I say every time, because you are indeed. We did a great job. You guys did a great job. I was just here with my sunglasses, okay? Like always. Okay. But yeah, overall, I think this could be the end of the stream, right? We did gonna hear a word from our sponsor, and we're gonna gear up for a raid. Also, don't forget, we're gonna be here Thursday this week, so we're gonna have an amazing match, amazing games once again, and well, we will not be here with the sunglasses though, because you guys bullied us, but we're gonna see next broadcast, right?
Yeah, that's right. And who knows what we'll wear then? You just have to tune in to find out. Until then, your word for COD Mobile, like the end just said. We're going to send you over to your favorite streamer. We'll see you Thursday.
Welcome to New Vision City, a city built upon innovation. You and Atlas, building the promise of tomorrow. Target を捕捉。位置を確認して。行くわよ。